Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations with Marvelous. And before I introduce my co-host, just a few minor announcements. Once again, if you guys didn't get a chance to check out me, Marvelous, and Norby's when we went live on my birthday, definitely check that out. If you guys didn't get a chance to check out me with Norby's when we finally took off our hats, definitely check that out. I had my do done, especially for you guys that day. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And other than that, you know what? We were supposed to have C&G that one day, and he canceled like 30 minutes before. But his manager was here, so if you want to see his explanation, go for it. If he wants to come back on, cool. If not, you know what? We got to keep it pushing here. I got a lot of big names coming in this month and hopefully next month as well. Next month, I just need confirmation, but they said that they would. So I'm going to keep it going. Because as of right now, like I'm going to keep my word. As of right now, I do feel like when September comes, like it's going to be a wrap. But like I said, I'm like 70% sure that I am. But, you know, things may change from here on out. So, but this 420, I will be in Arizona. So definitely check me out there. We're going to be, me and High C are going to be performing at the Super Show. So if you guys want to meet and greet and take pictures or whatever, we'll be over there in Arizona, 420 on a Saturday. And then I'll be back the next day to go live here on Tony Vision Podcast or the Brodian Radio, etc. So other than that, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it with the one and only Marvelous Inc. Marvelous, how you doing?
There's a pause right there, homeboy.
Well, you know what? I was trying to say the Mexica prophet.
Oh, hell nah. Never mind. Take the pause, homie.
Because I see a lot of people call you a lot of different names like that. And I know you never address yourself like that.
Never.
You know, it's always people that say the Maravilla prophet, etc.
Yeah, never.
How does that make you feel, bro, when people say those things?
It feels bothersome.
Really?
Yeah, it's really bothersome, bro. 'Cause I mean, you know scripture and stuff like that, and I take that very like highly, bro. You know, and it's an abomination to say shit like that, like a very big disrespect. You know, to claim anything like that.
Right. I mean, but I think it's humbling when people say that stuff. But I guess what you're saying is abominations. Like I would never refer to myself as that.
Yeah, heck no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, today is Sunday. How has your weekend been going? If we can go back to Friday, I know you spent a lot of time with your children.
Yeah, it was cool, man. Enjoyed our time. I took the kids out to Sky Zone. They just opened one in Alhambra. That's just pretty dope. Big.
What exactly is Sky Zone?
Sky Zone, it's like they have like trampolines right there.
Okay.
Everything has to do based off trampolines, bro. Like jumping around. The kids get all tired and shit. They have like you can play basketball on the trampoline, or like you could do jousting, like go at it with each other. It's pretty dope, homie.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Well, in Alhambra, right there off of I want to say Fremont and Maine. That's where the studio was, where I used to be all in the 90s, which we'll get into eventually.
Oh, all right.
Because the reason why I mention it right now is because I was there last week or 2 weeks ago filming with Norbert, my boy, the Scandalous photographer and the Hip Hop Jedi, because I'm doing like a 15, 20-minute history of that studio. As of right now, I have so much history. I don't want to turn it into a documentary because that will take too long. I just want to give a brief history of that studio, which was owned by Steve Yano, my ex-manager, rest in peace, of who all recorded there, because I do believe a lot of history was recorded there.
Yeah.
In 92 or 93, I was supposed to produce a song, but being on the road and having other projects, I never got to actually produce it. But I do want to give credit to my boy. His name's Juice, the Electric Wire from Arizona. Everybody knows him. His name is Andrew. He produced a song that I believe is still possibly the only unity song in Chicano rap. It had Hispanic MCs, Lighter Shade of Brown, Proper Dos, Kid Frost, okay, and out of all people, High C, because they considered High C that type of Chicano rap mode
What year was that?
92.
How hard you think it was hard back then to get the raza together with the brothers?
No,
No.
no, not at least not for us.
All right.
Not for us, because there was a song by Brotherhood Creed. Remember Helava?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that was a dope song, but a lot of raza embraced that song.
Yeah.
That song is somewhat considered, if you will, Chicano rap because where they were performing, we did a lot of shows with those guys. A lot of raza loved that song, bro.
Heck yeah.
So that was another dope song, but that song was called Rap Declares War. The song with Frost, Hispanic MCs, Lighter Shade of Brown, Proper Those.
Wait, who sang that, bro?
Those groups that I just mentioned.
Oh, so that wasn't a one-hit wonder.
Okay, I don't want to get it confused. You're talking about Helava.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a group called Brotherhood Creed.
Okay.
Yeah, but the song that I'm talking about that had Frost, Lighter Shade, Hispanic MCs, Proper Those, song was called Rap Declares War.
All right.
And what they were doing, they were rapping to all the war beats.
Yeah.
So if you guys never heard that song, definitely check that out because I do believe that was the first Chicano unity song, and it's still available right now on YouTube. You can go check it out. And I bring that up because that was put together by Steve Yano, the Japanese vendor, because he saw the vision of Raza rapping. He saw the doors opening for our people.
Yeah.
And that was recorded there. And I have pictures of that. I was there. Okay. So I had pictures of, when I was working with Frost, et cetera. So Proper Dose. And I want to put that in like that 15, 20 minute little, I guess, history lesson of the Scanless studio in the city of Alhambra. So that's going to be for our members only.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it to the members only so that way they can see. And I have receipts for everything, bro. When people like to ask me, where were you? I really should be asking them, where were you?
Where were you?
There it is there. So anyways, first and foremost, so you did that with your children. Now, as far as the tattoo game, are you still tattooing a lot? Because I know I see you post up a lot. I got an opening right now. Hit me up or whatever.
Every day, bro. Every day. If I got time for like a I know I could fit something else in, then I'll post it up right away. But people you got to hit me up right away because people are on it, bro. Once I post that shit, it's like they're I don't know. I feel like sometimes they're just waiting for me to post something because they're like, either it's going to be something about fucking the government or something I'm talking about or some shit. So when I post about a tattoo, they on that shit, bro, and they hitting me up quick.
Do you get people, and I don't want to call them weirdos. I don't want to say that. But let's just say, because you give out your number because it's your business number.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you get, when you give out your number, do you ever get people like, I want to get a tattoo? Okay, cool. They come in and they just want to talk conspiracy.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah, man. And no disrespect to them, but man, my time, it's my job, man. This is my job. And I'm not trying to charge you like, hey, I'm going to charge you to come and sit and conversate with me. But like, damn, this is my job, homie. Like, I got to work. You know what I mean? I can't be sitting here talking to you.
Right.
And I'm not trying to charge you to have a conversation either, But it's like, dang, homie, book an appointment. Or if you want to chop it up about some shit, homie, like during my lunch or whatever, we could chop it up, dog. But I can't just have you come over, homie, and me not tat you and just, you want to have a conversation about something,
Right, right. What, if any, before we get into our topics, what, if any, is some of the weirdest stuff you've ever heard? Because I say the word weird, for lack of better words, because I think people think that you're way off when you talk the whole flat earth thing. Because people know Marvelous for the flat earth guy.
Yeah,
okay?
no.
Have you ever heard somebody sit next to you and tell you some shit and you're like, what the fuck? Like, I've never heard that. Have you ever heard anything like that?
You know what? A lot of stuff, homie. Like a lot of stuff that I talk about now. When I first heard it, to be honest, I thought it was weird. Or these fools are weirdos, or like whoever I heard it from. The whole thing with before the Epstein thing broke, that shit got leaked. I got a video sent to me where it's him, homie, and doing whatever he's doing. And I thought it was like, man, fool, you're a dirtbag. Like, why you had this shit in your phone, homie? Like,
yes,
and who is that dude? And then I come to find out later on, a couple of years later, like, damn, that's that dude. And then that whole fucking Pizzagate scandal broke, and then you find out like, damn, this relates to this. This is true about that. That person wasn't lying about that. Like, dang, homie, like everything is it ends up intertwining together somehow.
It's just when you hear those things at first and you've never heard them before.
It's a shock, bro.
It's a shock.
It's a shock, homie. Like everything.
So I think that when people first heard of Marvelous, everything was a shock.
Heck yeah.
So I could understand because believe me, I've had people DM me. Why do you have that weirdo?
Yep.
That guy is way off. That guy is deceiving people.
Yep.
That guy is this. Okay.
Yep.
Somebody, when I was working at Ralph's, told me about a guy named Alex Jones. Are you familiar with Alex Jones?
Yeah.
Okay. Alex Jones does a lot of way out stuff. Okay. And he said, listen to him. So I tried listening to him, and the guy yells. He went off on Joe Rogan. He said a lot of crazy things. But after a while, a lot of those things that he said panned out to be true. Now, there was one thing that he said about a certain school that got shot up.
Yep.
And he said it was fake.
Yep.
And they pretty much crucified. They canceled that guy. Elon Musk is the guy that brought him back and gave him his Twitter or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But we've had callers here that have said, I live by there.
Yeah.
And that never happened.
Exactly.
So now you're kind of like, okay, did he tell the truth?
Yep.
And if they want to shut him up because he's a whistleblower, So that's one thing, Marvelous, that I fear about people that may know truth and they start speaking it. And then before you know it, a 41-year-old business owner dies because, he overdosed at home. Yep. Really?
Yep.
I've noticed that a lot of these people that come up, that make cash apps or they come up with some type of invention, they die young. All of a sudden, so-and-so died young. And I'm like, how did that happen?
Yep.
This guy's in the prime of his life. But I don't know. Just a lot of weird things. That's why sometimes I don't care to know everything because of something may happen to you,
But you'd rather not know? Or would you rather, I prefer now, like a lot of people say, oh, it's scary. I don't want to know about that,
Right.
But it's like, damn, wouldn't you rather know, homie, so you could prepare for some shit? Like, well, I don't know.
You're right. And I think the way you say it is not necessarily to scare people, but to prepare people.
Yeah.
Like there was a guy that I knew that he told me something about toothpaste, a certain type of toothpaste that when you use it, it's supposed to dumb you down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I'll be honest to Marvelous. When I heard that shit, I was like, this motherfucker's off.
Yeah.
What do you know about that? Have you heard of something like that?
Oh, yeah, bro. The toothpaste has certain colors, and certain colors that are the little strip on the end of the toothpaste pertain to the ingredients that is in that toothpaste. One of the main ingredients is fluoride, homie, that they put in the toothpaste. Toothpaste, it causes a calcification around your pineal gland, bro. And what it does is to give you an example is your third eye is you call your pineal gland, okay? It's literally your subconscious, homie, and it literally has a lens over it as if it were an eyeball. So if I were to put my hand over your eyes, homie, and I ask you how many fingers am I holding up, are you gonna be able to tell me? You wouldn't.
No.
So if I were to calcify your pineal gland, the same thing, would you be able to have an understanding of what I'm trying to, get to you, the point I'm trying to get, or what I'm trying to teach you, or whatever? No, it's not going to work. It's going to dumb you down. It's going to cause a mild form of ADHD. You're not going to be able to pay attention to me, bro. Your mind is going to be everywhere else. And that's what's happening to a lot of these young kids, homie. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing they teach you what to do? Go brush your teeth with fluoride. Eat a breakfast, breaking your fast. They teach you to do all these things to dumb you down throughout the day. And your subconscious isn't all there. A bunch of shit, bro. All the metals they put in our food. People have no idea all the metals they put in our food, especially when you're a baby, homie. Was starting with the Infamil. I did a live years ago, homie, where I was showing people you get the Infamil, put the Infamil in a sandwich baggie, and get yourself a magnet, homie. And you could put that magnet in the Infamil, shake it around, and all that metal, homie, and lead, it's gonna pull it out, and it's gonna get stuck to the magnet. Oh my God, homie, you should have seen all the mothers hitting me up. Oh my God, Daniel, I had no idea. Yeah, none of us had no idea. Well, why do they put it in there? Because it acts as a conductor to the frequency that's being projected to you through the cell towers or any smart device, homie. People don't know about frequency. They don't know that they have an electrical current running in throughout their body. That's why it's called your spinal cord. It's literally a cord, bro. Your 33 vertebrae that your electrical current goes down. Your chakra system. Whatever current or energy that I'm projecting to you or the government is projecting to you, it's going to work very good, especially if I put, metal inside your body, such as feelings. They give you fillings and metal ones when you're in the dentist. Hell no, we should have had none of that shit in our body, bro. None of it.
Wow. Wow. Well, we should just end the show right there. Go ahead.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
well,
homie.
I am going to add to that.
Go ahead, homie.
But when I was in elementary school, I remember like in kindergarten, they had our parents sign a waiver to give the kids in the class fluoride pills
Yeah.
for your teeth, supposedly, you know. But not like years later, I hear stuff like this, and I look back and I'm thinking, damn, because according to that, like what you said, it affects men more or boys more than it does women.
I don't know who said that. But.
Males, it affects fluoride affects them more and dumbs them down,
Okay.
and as for females, it hurts them as adults.
I don't know. I never heard that part, bro. But people go, when you drink water, homie, people
Yeah.
go, oh, this water tastes good. Nah, that water doesn't taste good, fool. That water just contains a high amount of fluoride in it. So it tastes different, bro. But there's no such thing as this water's better than this water in a plastic bottle at all, homie. At all. We shouldn't be drinking out of plastic bottles at all. And that water in that plastic bottle does not contain more electrolytes or a higher pH than any other water in a plastic bottle. The only water that is good for us is the water that is running currently, a current water that's constantly flowing, that is creating the electricity or electrolytes that is going to stimulate your pineal gland. That's it. Yeah, and my bad, homie. I reference this as the same as a dam. You take a dam that holds back the water, and on the bottom of that dam, bro, is there turbines that are constantly spinning that water, pumping out the energy to the city. It's the same thing, homie. We need that running water, bro.
Yeah. And you know how they say on earthquakes to boil water?
Uh,
Well, I heard that fluoride water is really bad for you. Like boiling water with fluoride only evaporates the water, and you end up with the more concentrated amount of fluoride at the end.
You're right. But, and then again, fluoride isn't the only thing. They've been fluoridating the water since the 40s, homie. So think about that, how long they've been dumbing us down. Another chemical since the 1970s they've been putting in our water is atrazine. Atrazine is even like way worse too, bro. What that does is it removes the estrogen from women, making them more manly, and the testosterone from males, making them more feminine. Since the 70s, homie. So you look at the bump in the gays, and gays are gonna be all disrespected by it. Since the 70s, how high has the gay community risen since the 70s, bro?
Oh man, it's boomed, especially. Let's be honest, especially with this administration.
Yeah. So you got to ask a person, today, hey, what a lot of gay people like to say, oh, well, I was born this way. Well, if I show you what this chemical does, now are you going to change your mind on why you're gay? Because it could be the shit that you're drinking. And most of our fruit and vegetables comes from the Salinas Valley, bro. The Salinas Valley. And that's what they're watering the fruits and vegetables with, bro. Right. That shit.
Okay. I've always believed, since you're bringing that up, I've always believed that the man is the head of the house. I truly do believe that.
Yeah.
Okay. It's God, whoever your God is, the Most High, man, wife, children.
Yeah.
Okay. Today, since you're saying all of these things, it's almost like it was almost a plan to reverse things. It's the woman and the man is second.
Definitely.
If you look at shows, like I'll say an example, like Married with Children. I've never been a fan of that show. Okay. But it's the man that's the idiot and the woman pretty much runs the house. If you look at a lot of these TV shows, I think somebody even told me Family Guy. I never watched that cartoon, but I'm just going off of what somebody told me. Goes, oh, it's the same thing. The dad's the idiot and the mom's the smart one. And these are the shows that we're watching.
Yeah.
So we kind of get accustomed to it, and we think maybe that's the way a family should be.
Yeah.
And
what are those shows called? Programs. There's a reason why they use these words, homie. Program, to program. They're programming. They're rewiring your fucking mental state of mind, homie.
Fuck, bro.
I tell people, my bad, Tony. I
No,
tell
go
people
for it.
to look up Mouse Utopia. Look up Mouse Utopia and see what that is. That has to do with our communities, which is called the minority communities for whatever fucking reason, which is a lie. But we have housing projects, homie. And most of the housing projects, the only way a woman could live in there is if she removes the male from the household. you know, and they give her an abundance amount of money and food stamps, you know, to raise her child, you know. So the woman is now raising her young male, you know, to be a man. You can't, you know, women are known to be more in their feelings than males are. You know, we're a discipline. We raise our children as in discipline, you know, how to
Right.
be, you know, get up. You get up yourself. Now, oh, come here, mijo, let me pick you up. No, you
Right.
gotta learn. Someday I'm not gonna be here.
Yeah.
You can't baby your child all the time. Or I see kids at the man. We go to the mall, homie. I see a fucking 5-year-old in a stroller. Even people having their dogs in strollers or in a backpack. Let that fucking dog walk. Like, what are you doing?
Thank you.
It's ridiculous, homie. The state of mind some people are in. You know?
No, it's very, very true, bro. It's very, very true. But you know what? Sad to say, you got a lot of men that are not men and that are afraid to even speak up to their wives. And we're not trying to cause any type of enmity or any type of, if you will, trouble to the family. But the man is the head of the house, the wife, then the children. Okay, what man says goes. That does not mean, because today women will say, "Oh, that's toxic masculinity." That's a made up word. Okay, the man is the leader, the man is the provider, the man prays for the house, the man protects the home. Okay, a lot of you people don't understand the mantle that falls upon a real man who's willing to do that.
Yeah.
But there are men that are not willing to do that, and this is where women say, "Well, you know what? If you're not going to lead, I'm going to lead." And in reality, Marvelous, maybe you can chime in on this. This is where these kind of men have made these kind of women because they don't step up. Do you kind of agree?
Yeah, they don't, you know, I don't, man, bro. There's so many ways to come at that subject, man. But you know, it's a systematic thing that they're doing, you know, and weak men are only helping it.
There you go. That's it.
You know, you gotta, man, you gotta stand your ground, man. You know.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Because today people will say, "Oh, you know what? You just want a woman as a slave." It has nothing to do with that.
Nah, it ain't like that, you know. And women too, you know, women should be able to identify, and sad to say they're not, or most of them are
Yeah.
not able to identify what a real man is. You know, a lot of women go based off looks or appearances, or, you know, my man's all tatted or all this and that, but they're weenies, man. Like, hell nah, that fool ain't a fucking real man. A real man's gonna provide for you.
Yeah.
He's gonna fucking protect you, but more than that, he's gonna teach you.
Going to teach you.
And he's gonna lead by example, not by just yelling at you or telling you go do this or ordering you. No, he's gonna show you how to do it, when to do it, and how to do it.
You know, there was a quote that I said. Well, I don't know if it's a quote / meme. I read it years ago, and there was a woman sitting there talking to a man, and it said, the woman was saying, "Yeah, you're cute and all, but what can you teach me?" And that's true. What can you teach me?
Yeah.
Sad to say, at least in my circle of influence, I know a bunch of dudes that couldn't teach a woman shit.
And for the women out there, you know, we're not bashing women or nothing like that, but ask yourself this: what have you learned from your man today? Has he taught you anything? Did he teach you anything through the month? You know, you should be constantly learning every day from him, your grandmother, your grandfather. You should be trying to learn everything, you know?
But Marvelous, there are men out there that will keep women mentally incarcerated by saying stuff like this. Look, if you leave me or if I leave you, who's gonna want you? You're already fat. You got 3 kids. You got fucking stretch marks. You don't work. You don't go to fucking school. And these women stay incarcerated, thinking, you know.
Yeah, and that is a good point too, because there's a lot of manipulating ass fools, and they're only leading those women to a dead end.
Absolutely. And if they're watching, they're probably pissed off that we're saying this in front of them because it's true. It's true.
They're gonna be in broken relationship. They just broke up with this fool. Now they're sleeping with this fool. They got kids from, you know, different dudes, and they're going through fucking everything that they shouldn't be going through.
I truly do agree with you 100% with what has your man taught you today. And it's very, very true. Even if it's just him sharing something and saying, "Babe, look, I read this. I think you'll find this very interesting. Check it out. Didn't tell me later on what you think." Or, "Babe, I got you this book. Check it out." "Well, I don't read." "Well, then we're going to read together."
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, "I saw this and I think you can really, really learn from this. Check it out. That's where I learned it from." Or whatever. We're gonna go to this lecture. I like doing shit like that, bro. You know, and we want to hear this guy speak. You know, I love doing shit like that. So.
Yeah.
So moving on, Marvelous. Tomorrow is the big day, the solar eclipse. Okay,
Yeah.
it's the big day. Okay, so I'm gonna read to you guys what towns are in the path of totality, meaning completely dark, for 2024. Okay, and this is all public knowledge. You guys can look it up. So across North America, notable cities in the path of totality include Mazatlan and Torreon. Mazatlan and Torreon, Mexico. I tripped out to say Torreon because that's a place where a city that a lot of people never hear about. That's where my mom and dad are from.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Beautiful.
yeah, and then now we have San Antonio, Texas, Austin, and Dallas, Texas, Little Rock, Arkansas, Indianapolis, Indiana, Cleveland, Ohio, Buffalo, and Rochester, New York, and then Burlington, Vermont, and most of Montreal, Canada. Now, where will the longest totality be for the 24 eclipse? In other words, how long is it going to be in darkness? Okay. So where would let me see. So Mexico will see the longest totality. I thought that was kind of like weird. Like, why Mexico out of all places? Okay.
Because it's chosen land.
There you go. Okay, so the longest totality will extend for 4 minutes and 28 seconds, according to them, on a 350-mile swath near the center line of the eclipse, including west of Torreon, Mexico, according to NASA. Okay, so now I got family over there that's going to be in darkness, if you will, during the day for 4 minutes and 28 seconds. I would love to experience that. The sad part is we're probably not going to see it here unless we have the 3D glasses or something, you know. But I would love to be in Torreon, bro, my family's hometown, which I do plan on visiting one day because I still do have uncles that still live there. And I want them to tell me, you know, just for my own self, where my mother and my father met, or where my father lived, or where my mother lived, or where did they grow up at. I want to know these things. I've been visiting my older brother now, who's almost 70 years old, and this guy has a photographic memory just like me. This guy will tell you that was 1956. It was raining that day. This song was on the radio. I was wearing this cologne. Your mom was wearing that, and your dad was wearing this.
Yeah.
And we had this card. Like, that's how detailed he is.
Yeah.
So, back to the eclipse. Is there any eclipse conspiracies or anything that you know of eclipse? Reason why I bring that up, because people on social media, TikTok, are pretty much going wild saying that this eclipse is going to be the beginning of the end of days.
Well, a lot of people are, mixing a lot of mythology with it, that this is the end of the world and, just a bunch of stuff. But it can't be the end of the world, first of all, because we're not done with our prophecies yet.
Yeah.
So that's not true. Another thing is it can't be the end of the world or the end of anything because the government literally states what they're going to do and the agendas they have, such as the New World Order coming to play.
Yeah.
What is kind of up in the air, though, and something to think about is that, for people that have done the research, there is a program called HARP, Weather Controlling, and another program called Project Bluebeam, which is actually they're able to project something in the sky that you think is real, but it's not.
Yeah.
Such as the asteroids or comets flying through the sky. Those are most of them are Project Bluebeam. Okay, what people don't know, they still believe in space and galaxies and nebulas and all that bullshit. So it could be a legit eclipse, but hey, what if it is? And I'm just saying, what if it is part of Project Bluebeam? And they are creating that, along with maybe other eclipses that have happened.
Yeah.
Who really knows? Nobody is really up there, filming anything or able to see the actual shit. We're just all down here, viewing something and out of our own mindset coming up with an idea of what it is, Yeah. So those are just some of the things, people need to think about. But the thing you can depend on that is very how do I say it? It's very important is the dreams that people have been having. And that is very crucial because, in our culture, we a lot of stuff was based off our dream state.
Yeah.
you know, and prophecy, you know, and dream visions and stuff like that. So, you know, there has been a lot of dreams of, you know, earthquakes happening, which I do believe, you know, is a big thing that might happen tomorrow or within the next couple of days, a big earthquake right here. So I think that's gonna happen. I might be wrong,
Right.
but
Right.
I do believe it because I've actually had dreams of it. So, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I still have a lot of dreams and a lot of my dreams, and I'm not saying marvelous that they're gonna come true,
Uh,
but I'm just sharing the dreams that I do have. A lot of them do pertain to the end times. Like I do believe that for some reason, one day, I'm not sure what they call it, martial law,
uh-huh.
where they pretty much come to your lock you up. I don't say lock you up. They take
Yeah.
away
Yeah,
they,
everything. All
everything.
your rights, bro.
I do believe that something like that is happening.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I told you this. I've had dreams that the United States one day will be under attack,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not going to come with missiles. They're going to be coming from the sky. They're going to be falling. Like I've had dreams that they came almost like in not I want to say parachutes, but almost like things where they fly. Or like
Yeah.
what are those called? I think I sent you something last time where there's a guy that he pretty much holds a button. It's almost like Iron Man, and they fly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm trying to almost like they have a jetpack,
Yeah, yeah.
but they're falling from the sky, bro, so that you can't escape.
Hey, you know what they had? My bad, homie.
Yeah.
The first race. It's a sport they created where they have the jetpack and they're flying over the water and shit, racing. They had the
Oh.
first tournament the other day.
Wow.
Racing a jetpack. Looks pretty crazy.
See now, imagine 100,000, coming down in the city of LA like that, armed.
Yep.
Where are you gonna go?
You can't. Like, I mean, I think people should have weapons to protect themselves.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, you know, but all these people that are anti-government
Mm-hmm.
and all this and that, they think that those guns are gonna help them in some way. Nah, these fools have biotechnology, homie. They could wipe us out with a fucking germ, dog. Like, which they are doing already.
There was a movie years ago called Eraser with I want to say
Arnold
Arnold
Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger,
Seen
and
it.
then that one lady Williams. What was her name? Was it? I don't want to say Denise Williams. That's a singer.
Nah, it's
She was a model, a black chick.
yeah, the one that's in Independence Day, right? Oh no,
No.
not that one. That's another girl. The one that was with 50 Cent. I know who you're talking about,
Okay.
though. I know who you're talking
Well,
about.
what happened was, in the beginning of the film, they had a weapon that tripped me out that you could see inside the house, and you could see exactly where the individual
Oh
was
yeah,
at.
the scope. Those are the new guns that they had come up with.
Yeah, and I'm
yeah, they
thinking-
had those
Yeah, and I'm thinking, bro, that was like what, early '90s or late '80s?
over 25 years ago.
Yeah, I'm
homie.
like, okay, they were showing us then. How long have they had them since then?
Exactly.
And then I'm trying to remember the other gun that somebody had told me about that you just point it around the corner. You don't even have to look.
Oh yeah, you just switch it and it turns itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. I mean, a lot of that stuff is just scary, dude.
Yeah.
And then that new tech. Well, I don't want to call it new, but on one of the Mission Impossibles with Tom Cruise, it's he had a screen
Uh huh.
and he opens it up
Yeah.
and you see right through the room, but you can't see him. He's
Oh
standing
yeah, they had those. They've been having those
Yes.
since. I seen the first one. It's called a cloaking device.
There you go.
It's a cloaking blanket actually, and it
Yes.
was made by the military. But they've had those out since the early 2000s, bro.
It's almost like you could put it over yourself or hold it up and you disappear.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, and people are looking and they're like, "Where is he at?"
Yep.
You could drop it and it's you right there, bro.
Yep.
Like that stuff is real, real scary. So
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of dreams of the end times, and I also said that I believe, as weird as it may sound, that I've seen spaceships come up out of the ocean.
You know what's crazy is the drone mosquitoes that they got.
Oh, bro.
The little tiny mosquitoes, homie. They could put a fucking virus in that shit and just go stab your ass, homie.
I mean, imagine releasing a plague of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think they've had that technology to do that, which they've done. You know, I don't believe in the Spanish flu or none of that shit. I think that shit was all put on by these pieces of shit.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, as far as the solar eclipse tomorrow, like I said, I would like to experience it. I wish it would have just turned all black here for those 4 minutes, because I'm going to tell you why I want to do that. Because I think some people need a scare in their life.
Yeah. And if you're not able to see it, and you know it's not gonna be all black in your city, just close your eyes.
There you go. Turn off the lights right now. But I do really truly believe some people need to be shook up.
Yeah.
That's just me. But oh well. But yeah, so the solar eclipse tomorrow, and like I said, I believe the end times started a while ago, but I do believe we are in the end times. But Marvelous, speaking of the end times, there's a subject that continues to come up quite often with a lot of people, especially here in the comments. I'm not going to get to the comments yet. If you guys want to, you guys can go to the community right now before I get to the comments, and I will read the questions. So you can still put your comment in there before I get to them in about 15 minutes, okay? So you can go there. So now, one big thing that, and this is not to debate, it's not to argue. We want to have a conversation. It's the Nephilim. Okay. A lot of people talk about the Nephilim this, the Nephilim that. Tony, somebody asked me today, what does the Nephilim mean? I said, tune in today. So now, maybe you can give me your interpretation of what the name Nephilim mean. I'll give them my best one. Okay, it comes from a Hebrew word that some people say it's giants, but some people say, the majority have said, no, it means fallen ones. Fallen ones, that it's a Hebrew word that means fallen ones. So the Old Testament was written in Hebrew, certain portions written in Aramaic, but this word Nephilim means fallen ones. Now, people can ask me, where can you read about the Nephilim? That I know of, there's 2 books that you can read about them. One in the Bible and one, the chapter 6 of the Nephilim. Now, as you read chapter 6, there are so many interpretations throughout the years, Marvelous, that have come out. There's 3 main interpretations when it pertains to the Nephilims, and a lot of people do not agree, but I don't mind conversating about it. But the Bible, Genesis chapter 6, it talks about that they came, they made it with women, and, there were giants in the land, and even after, okay? What I want to touch on is giants in the land and after. But now the other book that some people like to say that Nephilims are mentioned is also in the book of Enoch.
Book of Enoch, right.
Okay. The book of Enoch, and a lot of people like to ask about the book of Enoch. So, okay, so here it is here. Since we were talking about living are we in the last days? I believe we are. I believe you believe that we are. Okay. Now, the disciples went up to Jesus and asked him several times, and he gave them 2 different answers. He asked them one time, and since you brought up, honestly, the homosexual community, the gays, they asked him, what is it going to be like right before your return? Okay.
Like it is now.
And he said, as it was in the days of Lot, speaking of the time of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yep.
Okay. Now, in the book of Ezekiel, it mentions 2 other cities that were destroyed. It mentions Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim. You guys could look at it, those 4 cities. Here's the scary part about that, Marvelous, that if these days are going to be just like those days, meaning Jesus was pretty much saying it's going to come full circle, okay? Out of those 4 cities, only 3 people were saved. It was Lot and his 2 daughters. Remember, his wife turned back. So 3, yes, 3 people out of 4 cities. So imagine this: Long Beach, Wilmington, San Pedro, Carson, and only 3 were found righteous. It's that's scary.
Yeah.
Okay. So now the next question was on a different gospel. What is it going to be like right before your return? And he says, as it was in the days of Noah. But here's the part that everybody misses. And this is why I love prophecy so much. He says, as it was in the days of Noah before the flood. So now we have to look at what happened before the flood. You look at Genesis chapter 6. So here, these fallen ones, these Nephilims, they come down, okay? They sleep with these women. Most people say they produce these giants, okay? I'll leave that up to you guys, how you guys want to interpret that. But that's pretty much where we get this portion of the Nephilims out of the Bible, Genesis chapter 6. So now, let me bring it up to date, Marvelous. If that's true, and Jesus said it will be right before the flood, that it's going to be like that today. So can we expect something to come down and possibly even sleep with these women again? Because that's what happened in Genesis chapter 6 before the flood. Something came down, the fallen ones, and slept with women, took them into wives.
Right.
and they produced this lineage. And then they said there were giants in the land then,
Uh,
and there were giants in the land after.
Right.
So my thing is after what? After the flood?
mhm.
I'll leave that up to you guys to interpret that. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. But if what Jesus said was true in the scriptures, that it will be right, like in the days of Noah before the flood, can we expect something like that still?
As far as something coming from the sky?
Yeah, something coming.
No.
Okay.
So that already happened. So
Okay.
what you could expect is hybrids, being made and stuff like
Okay.
that. So the Nephilim are the babies of the Elohim. The Elohim meaning many gods, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they came down, the Elohim, and created the Nephilim and the Zamzuim. There were nations of giants that were in every nation. Think of over 200 angels.
Right.
Some went to the Moabites, which are the Asians. Some went to the Hamites, which are the Africans. Some went to the even to the Hebrews, mixed with them. Some went to. They're in every nation. The first hybrid race had 6 fingers. They had 6 fingers and two rows of teeth. 6 toes. That's how they are identified. And not only that, but they were 30 L's, which would be over 15 feet tall, bro.
Right.
And there's bones that everything. This isn't a conspiracy. Some people like to say the conspiracy this, conspiracy that, or you're over. No, this is factual things.
Right.
So yeah, that was the first hybrid race, and it says yes, after the flood there was a remnant that was still left over. And we were ordered to kill them. That's where you get the, they say Christians killing, these other tribes and stuff. No, it was Hebrews killing off that hybrid bloodline that wasn't supposed to be made. It was, it was an abomination. Those are the spirits that got killed and that try to possess others today.
Right.
So people they misconstrued a lot of shit, because they're not studying their Bible, the Torah correctly. They're not going to the precept to have the understanding of what the scripture's talking about. Yeah. They're just going off their own understanding, just like the pastor in the church on Sundays is telling you what he thinks about the scripture, but he's not giving you a factual answer on what it is. And then people believing what the Vatican's telling them, that the Bible is separated from the Old Testament from the New. No, it's not. No. It's one whole Torah. It's one whole Bible, one book. The Holy Bible, separate book. It's not nothing separate about it. Right. So yeah, there is just because there's not. And here's another thing, bro. Just because we can't see a giant today, and I hate the thing that's so bothersome. I mean, and especially for a lot of scholars that teach this biblical history, bro, is that people like the videos that come out on YouTube or Instagram, and they say, "Oh, this guy seen a giant on the mountain doing push-ups or whatever the fuck." No pendejo, like it's not a fucking literal giant, homie. Right. The giant's bloodline is in some of our bloods today. It's still in our blood today, bro. They're just able to knock off that height through the immunization shots or whatever chemicals they put in our first immunization shots, bro. And that's why I believe all that shit that the government does, they enable all that shit from happening. They made a way to prevent that from happening, to keep that shit secret, to keep it suppressed, to keep you from not knowing, because there's still giants being grown today. Type in giant people, on YouTube. You got these big ass basketball players, homie, they're hybrids. You could see them. There's still some people being born with 2 rows of teeth. There's still people being born with 6 fingers, homie. They're of that bloodline. Like they don't believe it, but they're still. You don't gotta be that tall, homie. That shit's it's in your bloodline. It's in your bloodline, homie. Right. There ain't nothing you can do about it. You're an abomination, literally. Right. And it's a fact, bro. That's the thing. Like people have a hard time understanding it because they don't have an understanding of studying scripture correctly or prophecy correctly.
There was also another part where it said that God had repented that he had made man because evil was in his heart continuously. Mm-hmm. Continuously. So moving on from that, I do believe that in the last days, man's heart would be evil continuously. And let me explain one example. And I kind of want to click on something really fast, and I want to read it to you guys because I read this and hopefully okay, here it goes. and this is something that just happened recently. Actually, it happened earlier this month. Okay, and Marvelous, when I was young and I did something stupid, whether I didn't do my room, I didn't, clean the bathroom, or I didn't eat all my food, and I had a favorite toy, like I had a Stretch Armstrong or something, my mom would take it away from me. Okay. Or you're not going to be able to ride your bike, or you're not going to eat until you finish your homework. There were certain things that I had to do in order for me to be rewarded. I've always heard it said, what gets rewarded gets done. So she would say, you know what, once you finish your homework, then you get to eat. Or once you finish your homework, then you get some cake that I made. You were being rewarded, but if you don't do it, let me take away this little, football not tackle game, whatever.
Yeah.
Let me take it away. And I used to hate it because that was my favorite little football game.
Yeah.
I used to go to my room and cry, and then sometimes, curse under, low so that she wouldn't hear me. And I used to get really upset. Now, I said that to say this. There's a story that took place where a mom took away the daughter's iPhone, and the daughter stabbed her to death.
Yep.
To take her iPhone back.
Yep.
Now, when I say man's heart, obviously when it's talking about man, it's talking about humans, men and women. And none of that ever entered into my mind or my thoughts, or like, let me do this to my mom because she took away my game. Let me do this to my mom because when I celebrate my birthday because I got bad grades. It was never nothing like that. But I think as I'm getting older and I'm seeing the next generation come around, I'm like, who would do that?
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe she couldn't get on her TikTok, maybe she couldn't get on her Facebook. So now let me just go on this damn rage and kill my mom because she took away my iPhone.
Yeah.
So let me read a little bit of this story here. So a teenage girl is accused of stabbing her mother to death after her iPhone was taken away, police officials said. Now, this happened in Pennsylvania. The incident took place on Friday afternoon in Pennsylvania. Officers from the local police department were called to a home on the 20 block of South Sherman Street after receiving a report about an unresponsive woman. Officers found the adult woman with multiple stab wounds. So this just wasn't one.
Mm-hmm.
It was multiple.
Yeah.
Okay. Stab wounds on her neck and back with blood flowing heavily from her head. She was pronounced dead at the scene. An 11-year-old boy was also found and had non-life-threatening stab wounds on his back.
Damn.
No knives or other possible weapons were found at the scene, but it was noted that the drawers and the cupboards had been locked. Also at the scene was the woman's 13-year-old daughter, who was arrested and charged as an adult with homicide, 2 counts of aggravated assault and tampering with evidence. Despite being underage, the girl's name has been disclosed publicly by law enforcement, but Newsweekly chose not to name her because of her age. So once again, she was 13 years old, killed her mother, stabbed her brother because my iPhone got taken away. So my thing is this, Marvelous, is we were told that in the last days things were only going to get worse.
Yeah.
I mean, what possible reason, and again, we could only speculate, we weren't there. If you were to interview this girl, what possible reason can she say why she did it?
She's gonna go based off of a dumb reason, bro.
Yeah.
But not to be all preacher about it. What does the Bible say? We wrestle not, with flesh and blood, but with principalities, homie, and demonic spirits, dog. And that's what I believe it is. People are they're not gonna have no understanding on it, especially those that don't believe in a spiritual warfare. They're not. And point blank, that's what it is. Yeah. It's what it is in everything, homie. And a wife cheating or a husband cheating, that's demonic spirits, homie. A Jezebel. Look at how many Jezebels go on your search engine, homie, or that little thing you go on Instagram, dog. Look at everybody half naked. Like, man, look how many spirits. They're looking at the person,
right?
But you got to look at it spiritually, homie. Listen to that song spiritually. What is it? What is it feeding you? What is it feeding your spirits? Because right now you got a holy warfare going over you right now. You got angels and demons fighting over your subconscious. Right now, I brought angels with me and I brought demons with me. They're conversing right now. They're battling each other out. We're either gonna go fucking right or left with it. We're either gonna get into some mischief and talk about some dumb shit, or we're gonna be positive and let our angels win that battle. So you pick. Which one do you want? And surround yourself with more of that. You know, so people are watching all these fucking podcasters and all this dumb shit going on all these fucking channels, and they're channeling all those spirits into their subconscious.
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Now, one thing that I wanted to bring up to you, and it probably doesn't even matter to us because they're going to do whatever they want with this girl. Do you agree with her, a 13-year-old being tried as an adult?
Man, no, and what? Go for it, bro.
Let me chime in on that one.
Go ahead, bro.
Because I saw the video on YouTube. It's like called Law and something. Law and Attorney or something like that. And they had the actual video of the girl. She wasn't conscious of how bad the decision was that she made. You know, and she was just worried about the tablet. Like, even after all that shit, she was in jail and they're telling her, we're taking you to jail. Can you put my tablet away for me, please? You know.
So she wasn't in her right state of mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, why not? How?
Well, not right state of mind, but just not grown enough to know what the hell they did, or like, you know, like.
But okay.
I'm more worried about the tablet than anything.
Okay, I'm gonna accept your answer, right? But again, not trying to sound preacher or nothing, but around the age of 5 years old, homie, is when we start to know right from wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
And the only thing that we do as we get older to validate our sin, we start asking others, "What do you think about this?" or "What would you do?" We want to hear them say the bad shit, so it only gives us a good reason to go ahead with it. Hey, homie, I just got out of this relationship. What do you think about that, Heina? Oh yeah, dog, you should. When we know damn well we shouldn't go be with that chick. We already know. We have that answer, you know? If you got to ask somebody, you're only validating your skin or something that you shouldn't be doing, homie. You already know. The answer's in you. The answer's in you already. You don't got to ask me shit. You told yourself already.
You know what? And you saying that, let me ask you one more thing. Are people conscious of what's right and wrong on their own, or is that something you have to be taught?
Oh, you have to be. Yeah, you know what? It goes both ways, bro. But I think definitely it has to be taught. But I also believe in discernment, and
Yes.
it already comes in you, bro. Like, you already know that you shouldn't be doing certain things, homie. You shouldn't be sneaky about nothing. You know, a lot of things, huh? You know, the minute we're trying to sneak cookies out of our grandma's room and shit, you know, we know that we were not supposed to be doing shit.
We know that it's wrong. We know. So, yeah.
We wouldn't be sneaking if.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
Or don't go in my room, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
What's the first thing we're going to go do?
Do it.
So, yeah, we know what the hell we're doing. So we're not going to try to justify it with the devil made me do it. No, you let him do it with you, you know?
Yeah.
So, okay. So, yeah, this girl right here. So, to me, Marvelous, that's scary of this next generation, man. With my grandbabies, I love them to death, but I'm hard on them, bro.
Yeah.
I'm hard on them. Like when I tell them, hey, pick up your shoes. No, you pick them up.
Wow.
You know, I got that the other day. I grabbed them from his arm, picked them up, threw him on his bed, closed the door. When you're ready to come out and apologize and do what I say, then you come. I'm sorry, Grampy, like about 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
Come on. You know what you got to do? Pick them up, go put them in your room, pick up your clothes, then come back. You're going to eat breakfast right now. Okay, Grampy. If there's not order in the house like that,
It's chaos.
you can expect stuff like this.
Yep.
Because they look at you as the leader to discipline them. And many times, you know, Marvelous, having children, they'll try to test you.
Oh, heck yeah.
They will. They want to see how far they can go.
Yep.
You know, and if you allow them to go that far, bro, I trip out. Okay. And it hurts me to say this. I've seen daughters tell mothers, "Not fuck you, not fuck you, not fuck you." Yeah, you weren't saying that like that when you were fucking that dude upstairs in the room. The daughter telling the mom that. what is that, the third time this week with a different guy?
Damn.
You know, you should be thankful that I don't throw a rat and tell the other boyfriend that comes around and buys you flowers, he's the good one.
Damn.
And I'm like, holy shit.
But look at what that mom's letting in too, or the dad.
Yes.
You know, they're letting now that in.
Bro, I've seen kids, okay? Kids have chips, and the mom wants to grab a chip at the market, and the son, Marvelous, he'll be eating chips in the market, and the mom will like, you know, let me grab some, and the kid squeezed the mom's hand with like just with the bag, and he said, put it fucking back, or I'll punch you in the fucking face. And I'm like, what the fuck? And the mom goes, I just wanted one. I'm like, what the fuck? This kid looked, he was in middle school. Like, how far that they allow their kids to go that now they're beyond disciplining them? You know, like in other words, you can't discipline them no more because they're not going to listen.
Yeah.
Is that the parents' fault?
It is. You know what? And it starts at a young age with and no disrespect to women listening.
Right.
I know I always reference that shit, but it starts when a mother tells their child, you better stop or I'm gonna tell your dad. You don't do that. Don't do that. Correct them. Be stern with them. Stern. You grab them by the hand and you make them look in your fucking eyes and tell them, you don't do that. You don't do that. You know, and if it get, you know, spare the rod, spoil the child.
Spares the rod, spoils the
You know,
child.
you don't got to beat the fuck out of your kid, but you got to discipline them. You got to sit them down. Not all this, I'm going to count to 5. Fuck all that counting. Shit.
5, 4,
Yeah.
3. By the time you're done, you come to 20 already.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know that, bro. You know, my daughters didn't have cell phones till they were in their 12th grade, bro.
Mm.
My daughters didn't have cell phones. My kids didn't have no cell phones, bro. Today, parents would say, well, how am I going to get a hold of my son? Okay, I'm fucking 56 years old for a motherfucking reason. I went to elementary school, junior high school, and high school without a motherfucking phone. If I needed to talk to my mother, I'll go to the office. Can I please speak to my mother? Blah, blah, blah. And there's no reason for me to even to call my mother, to be honest with you, other than, Mom, can I go home early? She would probably just fucking hang up on me. Okay? There was never no reason for me to call my mother from school. I never shitted on my pants. I never got a bloody nose at school. I never got beat up at school. There was no possible reason. But today, you got parents, sad to say, for whatever reasons, you know, you're the parent, you decide what you do with your child, but how are you going to let your son, who's getting all fucking Fs, okay, have Jordans and the brand new iPhone at school?
Mm-hmm.
And then every time he gets in trouble because the teacher says, give me your phone, you're texting, the parent comes in and says, don't you take away my son's phone.
Yeah.
How am I going to get a hold of him?
Exactly.
You are being part of the problem. Those parents that are being like that.
Yeah.
You are being part of the problem.
Yep.
You know, and then this little 13-year-old girl just decided, you're not going to take away my fucking phone. You know, I had one of my daughters tell me one time, she was in 8th grade, and I whipped her one time. I could probably count my oldest daughter, Jessica, how many times I whipped her and have fingers left over, Marvelous. This was probably the last time that I actually whipped her. And I whipped her, and I just spanked her in the butt, okay? And she told me, my friend told me that I can call the police and they'll take me away from you. And I said, okay, let me go get the phone, okay? After I whip you, you can call them because they're going to take you away from the family and put you in a foster home. Is that what you want? Your friend doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. She didn't know that. But she just thought, okay, let me throw that in my parents' face as a threat, and maybe they won't discipline me. Imagine if I would have been a weak father and said, okay, we're good.
Hey, there's a meme. Fuck, I forgot. It's a video, man. And there's it's a little black kid, and he goes to go spend the night over. Oh no, a little white kid goes to spend the night over his black friend's house or something like that. And the parent comes in to the black kid and starts telling him shit. And the little white kid starts telling the black kid, You're gonna let her talk to you like that? You have rights, and starts telling them like,
yeah, bro,
all kinds of shit. Homie is like, the little black kid goes, what? Like,
yeah.
The fuck we get whooped in this house.
You know, my daughter, the one that I spanked, you know, she's a teacher at a Christian elementary school, and she loves kids, bro. And I'm very, very proud of my daughters. You know, they did something really good with their lives, but it also had to take a stern mother and a strong father to lead them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all we're saying is that many times your kids may not want you to always say yes. Mom, can I have this? Yes. Mom, can I have this? Yes. And before you know it, they don't look forward to anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes it's good to say not today or no.
Yeah.
You know, let them earn it.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know? So I remember my father said it before we switched subjects. He said, food always tastes better when you work for it.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to come home, show me his check, and my mom would have him his plate. He would be well showered. He would be watching Lucha Libre, and you know, with his tray right there and eating. And he would always tell me that, like, food always tastes better to me when you earn it. You know, you got to work hard. I was like, wow, okay, cool. And I know I worked, and I come home, showered, ate, and I'm like, hell yeah, feels good.
Yep.
You know. So now, about a month ago, maybe less than a month ago, I got invited by my good friend Big Steel. He runs a podcast called Gangster Chronicles. And he has a co-host, MC8. A lot of you guys know MC8 from Compton's Most Wanted, aka CMW. Okay, so he asked me, he goes, "Hey man, you know, I know a lot of your history. I know you would. Here's one thing that he really looked up to and he really liked. He said, I saw a black and Chicano on an album cover, and to me, that like spoke unity. That's dope. We grew up together. I thought that was dope. Okay, and I was like, yeah, man, you know, I'll be a guest. So about a week prior before the interview, he calls me, he goes, hey bro, can you do this Wednesday at this time? And I said, yeah. So what I did, I switched my Wednesday to a Thursday so that I can be there. And it wasn't live, it was pre-recorded. So I said something marvelous, and I wanted you to listen to it. I had said something, and I'm going to encourage everyone to go listen to it. YouTube Gangster Chronicles. That's what it's called, the Gangster Chronicles on YouTube. And you can see my interview with Big Steel and MC8 and Cocaine. Cocaine has been here. And he asked me a question. He talked to me about the street politics of blacks and raza, coinciding together, that I ever have to face any type of politics or anything like that. And I just gave him kind of like a brief picture of what it was like growing up here in the 80s. Mm-hmm. You know, okay, this is Eastside Wilmas over here. Over here was Eastside Pain in Ghost Town. There was also Ghost Town Locals, you know, Ghost Town Gang, SA Gang. But in there was also a blood gang called Eastside Pain. Over here to my left, there was Westside Wilmeros, obviously. And then you had Waterfront. Waterfront was the name of the projects. Well, it was called, oh my God. It'll come to me, you guys, because I know I used to go hang out over there because I had friends on both sides. But they were Waterfront Pyru, another blood gang. So here in Wilmington, you had Mexicans, obviously. You had blacks, Filipinos, Samoans. Mm. That's why in the 80s, Banning High School was so dominant, because of the unity of the coaches coming together, playing the football game. Mm. We were dominant, bro. Mm. People like to say Long Beach Poly. No, it was Banning in the 80s, bro. Mm. Okay? So I gave him a picture of what was going on. So then he asked me, who was I working with back then? Now, this is where some people, and it's mostly these podcasters that are dying for numbers, like to take words out of context. So I'm addressing it. And I don't really have to address it, but I am going to address it. This is nothing new, marvelous, that I hadn't shared before. When I was on another podcast, the guy asked me like this: people are wondering, you used to work with blacks back then. Now why do you want to work with us? That's the way he asked me. Obviously, this podcaster never knew my history, okay? And to me, sharing this story is almost like beating a dead horse, because I almost feel that it's overkill. I shared it so many times, okay? 1987, I meet Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, the whole NWA camp. I learned from them. In 1988, I met a kid that was in junior high school named Ese Rich Rock, a Chicano rapper. He's the guy that sings Soy 18 with the Bullet, okay? He's under the group Spanish Fly. Okay. So I want to give a shout out to, once again, Ese Rich Rock, Ese Daz, and then DJ Tricks. Now, I was working with Ese Daz back then. He was a Mexican kid. We were doing demos, and NWA could no longer rap on my mixtape. So Steve told me, hey, can you try to find somebody else? There's a guy over here. He's a blood. It's High C. He's cool. He's got an Eazy-E voice. But I was working with Ese Rich Rock at the time. So it was either going to be Ese Rich Rock, the Mexican kid, or High C, the black kid from Compton, Treetop. Well, Ese Rich Rock decided to go with the group Spanish Fly. So I lost him. Okay. So I brought in High C. After High C, DJ Quick, Second to None, AMG. That's my other school right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I started traveling. During that time, and now we just want to give you guys a brief history of what was going on in 1990. Kid Frost, 1990, drops La Raza. I believe he was signed to Virgin Records at the time, major record deal. Mellow Mayonnaise Mentirosa, 1990. He came out on the record label Capitol, major record deal. They both had were on the radio. They both had videos out there.
Yeah.
Lighter Shade of Brown, Sunday Afternoon. Okay. My homies, Hey DJ, what's that one song? The Latin Active. Okay. Then Proper Dos. Proper Dos signed to Scandalous. They were distributed through a major distribution.
Real quick, my bad.
Yes.
Was Toker out yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I'm sure that Brown side were together.
Yeah.
We're together, but the record didn't come out, I believe, till 1997.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're talking about early 90s. So Proper Dose drops Mexican Power. So I'm with those guys in the studio because we're label mates. We have the same manager. We have the same studio where we work at. So I got to see everybody that came into the studio, from Frost to Little Rob to Slow Pain to JV to AOT to Nino Brown. I can keep going down the line.
Yeah.
So when people tell me, Marvelous, where were you, when all this was jumping off? First and foremost, I want to say, what do you mean when all this? All of what? So I like to ask the question, when do you think Chicano rap started? 90% of people say in the 2000s. To me, it was 1990. That was the beginning of something beautiful, okay? So now, let me name those groups again. Frost, Spanish Fly. Spanish Fly was signed to Murray Brunfield. They had a deal already. Mellow Mayonnaise Capital, Lighter Shade of Brown, Proper Dos, and then Hispanic MCs, they were with Thump. So there was a lot of people out. Other than those, I didn't know too many people, too many raza that was out there rapping. The guys that would try to hit me up because I was doing mixtapes with either NWA or I was traveling with Quick, Second to None, High C, whatever. These are the guys that couldn't rap, bro. They just wanted me to put them on because they were raza and they were from the harbor area. And the way they would approach me, and I'm always big when I say approach is everything, is how, they would come up to you. For an example, say that your biggest clientele when it comes to tattoos are Black Samoans or Filipinos for some reason. And then I tell you, when are you going to stop fucking with those motherfuckers, start fucking with raza? Then I would just say, well, when I meet some raza that can rap, then I fuck with them. That's when I would tell them, because most guys that would approach me, they were rhyme cat and hat type of rappers. There was a guy that rapped for me, Marvelous, and he said, I walked out my house and what did I see? A punk police just staring at me. I walked down the street and I was like, bro, who are we going to sell that to? I think if I'm going to put somebody on, which I'm going to ask people, what does it mean to put somebody on? Okay, at least have the talent.
Yeah.
At least have the skills. So now when people say, who did you put on? What do you mean by put on? What does that mean? Does that mean give them free beats? Does that mean give them a free ride to the studio? Pay for 2-inch reels? Pay for the studio time? Pay for the engineer? Pay for the musician? And then just give it to all free? Or get them a record deal? And then go do your, I did my... What does that mean? How many people did you put on? So in the early 90s, I got paid. I worked with a lot of Black artists. I got paid. They all had major record deals. They all had budgets. Now come 96, 97, 98, 99. I start working with the Frosts of the world at that studio. Start working with the Mellows. I start working with Slow Pain, Slow Pain, Little Rob. I did two, 3 songs with Little Rob. I did pretty much a whole album with JV, Nino Brown, AOT. I got songs with all those guys, bro, in the late 90s. I got songs with all those guys. And I wasn't making no money. Now, I wasn't saying those individuals weren't paying me, but I had now raza rappers that weren't known that had dope money. So they would come to my house and they would tell me, hey, you know what? We want to do this record. That's my homeboy right there. He can rap. Now, I'll be honest with you. I knew that guy couldn't rap. I knew he couldn't. But because he was very popular in his neighborhood, they were trying to put, an album out. Okay, no problem. How much would you charge me for 12 songs? $1,000 a song. But I'm going to give you a break. Give me 10. Give me 10 and I'll give you 12 songs. Okay? But I want 5 up front and 5 at the end when I'm done. Okay? That's how I conducted my business, and that was the homie price, because back then I charged $2,500 per beat.
Yeah.
Because people had budgets.
Yeah.
Okay? So here's how it worked out, and I'm wrapping this up, Marvelous, for you to understand. They would give me the 5K. I would go in the fucking studio and knock out 12 fucking songs. Hey, bro, do you think you can give me another $5,000? Oh, no, I got you, bro. Don't worry about it. I'll give you a call next week sometimes. And when you get that, I'll give you a call next week sometimes by like 4 or 5 different guys, and you got no money. After a while, you're like, bro, can I get my money? Tone, what? My fucking word ain't no fucking good? Didn't I give you 5 fucking grand already? That's not how you conduct business, bro. So I was like, yes, bro, but that album is already out. You're already selling it. Well, so what? I'll get you when I get you. And I had that work for about 4 or 5 guys. So when I was asked the question, about working with blacks, working with Raza, so when I work with blacks, I was talking about a certain time period in my life in the 90s, okay? And I said, when I work with blacks, I got paid. When I work with Raza, I wasn't getting paid. So that's what I said. So today you got a bunch of idiot podcasters. Tony A said Raza can't rap. Tony A said Mexicans can't rap. Tony A said Chicano rap sucks. They don't know how to conduct business. Tony A said this. I said that about these individuals. That's what I said. But it got blown out of proportion. And you hit me up and told me, Tony, I got some DMs. Some people are saying, why am I hanging around with you? Because you're saying that our raza sucks, that we can't rap. First and foremost, let me tell you something. We are some of the most talented people in the world. You look at all the talent just comes out of Mexico itself. Let's look at some of the athletes. You take away raza from boxing, the sport is pretty much gone. Okay, we got beautiful singers, we got beautiful musicians, we got beautiful artists. Most likely the best food in the whole fucking world. So for me to sit here and say raza sucks, it's these guys that do these clickbait captions for people to say, oh, let me check it out. The sad part is, Marvelous, is that most people will never click on to hear me say that. They'll just read the thumbnail and they'll run with that. And I believe that's why they were coming to you saying, Tony is saying this. They were saying it as if I was saying that about today. No, I was talking about a specific time.
They just think that, people think that you're saying it in general,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's it. So you guys, it's Gangster Chronicles. I think I did it about a month ago. I'm not sure, but it came out. I think we're like at 25, 26K. It's doing really good. But switching gears up, Marvelous, I want to talk about the future of podcasting, and then we'll go into our questions. I don't want to take too long. But here's my thing. What do you see podcasting going? Because right now, here's the way I see it. Unless it's a Joe Rogan or at least educational where you can learn something.
Yeah.
It's either gang shit or chisme shit.
Yeah.
Where do you see podcasting going, bro?
Nowhere. I don't see it going anywhere. The people that are coming up with stuff of substance and education definitely ain't going nowhere. They're not getting no views. But then again, I try to look at the positive side that the message isn't for everybody.
Right.
And those that are supposed to hear it, that's what it's meant for. So it's good in a way.
Yeah.
But the majority of the world, homie, is all this tuning into garbage,
They are tuning into garbage, and
they call it entertainment. I mean, it is entertaining. It's entertaining, but you gotta think about your time.
Right.
Your time. You could fucking pass away in that hour watching that shit. And
what did you give yourself to?
What did you give yourself? You could have gave your fucking kids that time. You could have gave your lady that time, or your man that time.
Somebody told me this something a long time ago. It just brought it back to remembrance. Somebody told me, whatever you give yourself to is what you will become.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit here and I think about all these podcasters, and there's some that are good. You know what? And much love to all of you guys. And I want to give a shout out to ODM, Lighter Shade of Brown. He did his podcast, the Blackout Podcast. I like what he's doing. But there's a lot of podcasters out there that are giving people trash, because you said it once yourself. These YouTube checks are addicting.
Yeah.
They're addicting to them. So if I could bring anybody that will come and sit across from me that will give those people a bunch of desmadre,
Yeah.
40, 50, 60K views, you know, and then I get my $4,000 or $5,000 check at the end of the month. Really, I paid you shit while you gave me your money.
I got homies that hit me up, you know, from like I grew up with, homie, from the 90s, and they're like, they don't know me. They don't know this me. They don't know Marvelous.
Yeah.
You know, the audience, the YouTube world knows Marvelous, you know?
Yeah.
My homies know me like the 90s shit. Like the ignorant me. And they tell me, hey, homie, if you fucking did that, dog, and you fucking acted the way you used to be like that, homie, hey, palabra, dog, you'll be getting feria, homie, to act like that and be like that and call motherfuckers out on this. And I could be that dude. I could get a gang of views. I know I could, homie. I could talk about fucking hyenas and all kinds of shit, and they'll be like, damn, you hear what Marvelous said? Damn, I could tell you some war stories and talk about fools getting blasted and all this pedo.
Yeah.
And the audience will be fucking, damn, fool, oh my God, that happened. But fuck all that.
Yeah.
Like, people that really been through that shit, they don't, you know what it is. That's fucking, it's pain. That shit's fucking heartache, homie. That shit's, you go through so much of that shit, it becomes fucking disgusting, Tony.
Yeah.
It becomes disgusting, homie, and it really makes you nauseated. Like, damn, man, I did so much fucking shit. I was disrespectful. Yesterday, I was with my kids. I told you guys this before I came in, and you know, I'm driving with my kids. I got my kids in the car, and a car pulls behind me and pulls on the side of me and tries to block me off. And my window, you can see my kids in the car, homie.
Right.
And Vato with some hyenas, he's like, where you from, Ese? Where you from, Ese? Like, you see my fucking kids in the car, right?
Wow.
Spencer, dog. Like, but I gotta think, you know, I could go all out, or I gotta think about it. Dang, homie, I was that age too. I used to do that shit too. I was a disrespectful motherfucker too. You know, he's still growing, you know? I could be, you know, what kind of person would I be to come in and talk about unity and knowledge and then go, oh, Marvelous got busted today. He fucking just smoked some vato from, you know, his enemiga. What kind of, everything that I put into this mic to tell the public will go in the gutter.
Yeah.
Will go in the gutter, and a whole waste of years.
Because your actions spoke louder than your words.
Yeah, you know? So you gotta think, you know?
Oh, well, let's go ahead and let's get into these questions. Hopefully, let me see. If you didn't have a chance, okay, you didn't have a chance. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Okay. Tony A, can you get MC Boulevard on Bible Talk? That would be dope. Look, I talked to MC Boulevard many times over the last few years, Marvelous. I would probably say the last time I talked to MC Boulevard, well, the first time I talked to him was probably about 3 years ago. I was supposed to get that guy for a long time. But according to him, where he lives and his work schedule won't allow him. So he wanted to do a Zoom. I don't want to give the people a Zoom because I want to sit right here with him. I want to take phone calls with him. I want people that never get to see him to talk to him, fans of his. But he just says that it just doesn't match up with his time. You know who hooked it up? Actually, David Rocha, a.k.a. Sir Dino, the pastor from up north. Mm-hmm. That's his good friend.
Yeah.
So I talked to, once again, MC Boulevard about 4 times, but it just never really happened. Okay, let me see. Okay, for the team, if no one told you all today, we all love you and proud of the work you guys put to keep us entertained and informed. Much love. Okay, the question is for Tony. It's not a record deal like buying a house. Does the record label give you 20 grand and expect you to make them back 40 grand before they end your contract? Or is it like a 10-year contract and they'll give you money little by little, but it comes with interest. That's the first question. The second one's for Marvelous. The first question is this. I only know of record deals in the 90s, Marvelous. I haven't had a record deal since then. That's why when I speak of my experience, I speak of then. So let me just tell you what we got. We signed one single deal, which one song for $40,000. So they released a single on single cassette and a cassette single and a single 12-inch of vinyl. And they told us if it sells at least 100,000 copies, we'll give an album deal. The album deal was 100,000. So we got the album because our single sold really quickly. Now, that's 100,000, which a lot of people don't understand, Marvelous. And I need people to understand when I say the business. That's why when I have youngsters here, I teach the business. I just don't talk shit about other rappers. I teach them the business so they can mature and they can grow and they can learn, and so that they don't get ripped off. And so that way they don't get, if you will, what is that word I'm looking for? Discouraged and to not want to do this anymore. Okay? One thing that I didn't know, Marvelous, it was one little word, and always remember this guy, recoupable. Recoupable. So here's what it is. They signed us for 140,000, right? So before we can collect residuals or royalties, we have to make them back to 140,000. They have to get their 140,000 first. Our first video was 25,000. We're already in the hole, 25,000. Our second video was 35,000. Our fourth video was 40,000. So we're all of these thousands already in the hole. Okay? So when they give us an advance, you know what that really is? It's really, if you will, an advance on your royalties. So we were like $200,000 into the hole before we can collect royalties. Now, 30 years later, it's going to be, I think 34 years this December, that my album said, I still collect royalties. Okay? Because we made the money back. Okay? But now, today's record deals, I don't know, because people had crazy record deals. Yeah. I'll give you an example, okay? Had a known rapper come here, a known rapper, like known from this generation. Yeah. And he said, hey, I got a record label that wants to sign me for $20K, bro. What do you think? That's what he told me.
That don't sound good.
And I said, $20K? I said, are you serious? And then when I broke it down to him, it really hurt him. Yeah. Because I told him the truth. Yeah. And I said, I got to ask you ask this independent record label a couple of questions. What's that? Is it recoupable? They said, yes. How many years do they want to sign you for? 2 years. How many albums does he want from you in those 2 years?
5.
5.
Oh, yeah?
5.
I was right.
12 songs a piece.
That shit's crazy.
And I said, you can make more money in 1 year working at Subway.
Yeah.
For $20K.
You ain't gonna see nothing. First check, he's gonna get that first check, and that money is gonna get spent, and he ain't gonna have nothing.
Okay, and then that was my fourth question was, is he gonna give you the $20K all up front? No, you know what he was gonna do within a span of 2 years? Every 5 months, $5,000. Every 5 months, $5,000. I mean, every 6 months, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000. So what you know what he's gonna do? Record you, sell it, and whatever money he got, $5,000 in 6 months.
Damn.
$5,000. I go, bro, these guys are thieves.
That's cold.
Okay, these guys are thieves, and you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say it, Marvelous. These are these Chicano rap labels.
Damn.
I won't say their names. I won't say their artists. But this is what Raza is doing to Raza. And when I speak up, Tony's talking shit about us.
Oh, no, I heard it. I heard it for myself without you even saying it. My cousin went through it. They tried to take advantage of my cousin. You know, he wasn't going to get nothing. And he has to rep all their shit. Ain't going to get no royalties, no money off nothing. And he's going to owe them so many songs, homie.
You know what? And you're right. Because there's other labels that have said, we're not going to give you no money. These are Chicano rap labels, bro. Guys that I know personally, that I will not say their names or name the artist. Well, they want to sign me. What are they going to give you? Well, they just said I get to be a part of their label. You get to be a part of their label?
A person that believes in you is going to invest in you.
Invest in you.
They're going to invest in you, man.
So that's why I'm sorry to say I wish it was better. The Chicano rap genre is in shambles right now.
But you know what, bro? And that's part of the reason too, is you labeling it. Not you.
Yes.
But the people labeling it Chicano.
Yeah.
You know, if you're an artist, you're a hip hop artist, be that, homie.
Be
that. Because music sells to everybody, homie.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna just sell to your people, our people, and be like that, then okay, call yourself a Chicano rapper. Then you're a Chicano rapper. But if you want to sell to the audience of every ethnicity, the masses, the world, you know, then you're an artist, homie.
No, you're right, man. You know what? And again, because I tell the truth, a lot of people get upset, and the people that get upset are these label rap owners because they're pretty much saying, "Tony, you're exposing what the fuck we're doing." Yes, it's true. You're ripping off our people, bro. So, next question. Second question from Marvelous. My last name Vasquez. This is an interesting question. Just like yours, Ayala derives from a Spaniard background.
Correct.
If you were to ever find out you had a grandfather many generations ago who literally came from Spain, would you start embracing your Spaniard lineage altogether, or would you still push that you're spiritually Mexica? There you go.
Nah, you know what? Of course, I would have to, man. I would have to. It would be a disrespect to my bloodline not to rep that shit. You see a lot of people, and I'm not trying to bring up the fucking prison system,
Right.
But damn, you got other ethnicities repping because they get into a black gang. Now they're repping, black. Or you got a white guy repping Mexican. Now he's fucking a Southsider or whatever, homie. It's like,
Right.
dang, if you could betray your own bloodline, how much can I trust you, homie, in battle?
You're right.
Damn, you betrayed your own blood. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. You're
Or
right.
you're misrepresenting yourself.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've traced my bloodline back to 5 generations, so I
Okay.
know if I'm pretty much content with who I am. And you can't. Another thing, people throw a term around of being from a certain tribe. None of us can do that.
Yeah.
Nobody can do that, or the majority of us can't do that, homie, because
Right.
you do not know what tribe. You might have been, still part of an indigenous tribe, but you can't say, oh, I'm Lakota, or I'm fucking from the Sioux, or I'm, from
Yeah.
the Hopi, or whatever.
Okay. Alex, real quick, before I go to the next question, can you read off that poll? Because I forgot about it. Go ahead.
Okay. The question, 658 votes, which is amazing. The question is, do you like Chicano rap? And 64% said hell yeah, perro, and 36% said hell no, my G.
Okay. Okay. There was another one that I was going to ask, but it'll come to me right now. Okay.
Can we get people to smash that like though?
Yeah, people smash that like, please.
I mean,
Let's do that.
we had 600 votes. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, we have 600 votes. Please smash that like. Okay. You know what? Ask this because we got about 30 more minutes, okay, bro? And I'm not going to go longer than that. Should I continue to read the questions or take calls?
Take calls.
Okay. At least. Okay. Well, at least I'll take. So ask that question. Okay. Muchas gracias, Marvelous, for taking my personal call the other day and listening to me on the subject you and Tony had on Freaky Tales about what I had been going through a few days after I was experiencing my hardship. Please share with the audience what I shared with you. You, Vatos, have a blessed day and keep blessing us with great context. Saludos from Arizona. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Okay.
there was a man. I got actually, all respect to the homie. A lot of people hit me up, bro, and they tell me a lot of things. But specifically, yes, I do remember you, homeboy, and my prayers go out to you. My respect goes out to you. And homeboy's going through a spiritual battle. He's going through a spiritual battle, and it finally got to that point where fucking the SWAT team was called, and
Wow.
and the bottom line is it's a spiritual battle, and I just told him, that the devil wouldn't be attacking you. I don't know if I said it in those words, but the devil wouldn't be attacking you if you weren't
A threat?
a threat, if you
Okay.
weren't going to do something special. There's something that he's supposed to be doing, that he's headed towards that direction.
Wow.
And he's just going through an attack right now, and
Yeah.
it'll get past. And he showed, especially by coming out, and speaking about it, he's overcoming it. He's showing that he's a warrior.
Yeah.
Because you're not just a warrior when you physically are able to take somebody down, but when you in that mental state of mind and you're able to see, your enemy spiritually, and that it's a spiritual war, then you're able to see your enemy. Your enemy can't hide from you nowhere.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, man. Thank you for asking. here on the comments. Okay, what do you think about people who run for public office and then not show up for the job?
Were they talking about somebody specific? I think I know who that's for.
Then you shouldn't have applied. That's what I think. Anything?
Nah.
Okay. Much love from West Texas, Tony. Keep the content coming. Marvelous, do you believe in magic, good or bad?
Bad all the way. There's no such thing as a white witch or a good witch either. So all magic is bad. It's incantations and spell casting, bro. Bottom line.
Okay. I heard Royal Death Dance is the P. Diddy of Chicano rap. Buddy, he was a known power bottom. Fuck. Okay. Look, just so you guys don't think that I am like Marvelous, I'm going to show you. You're a witness. I'm just reading what's in there, okay?
Yeah.
You guys can go on my community and read them because I'm going to take them down in the morning, okay? Question, okay. Dinosaurs exist with Marvelous theory?
Never.
Derived from?
They never did.
Okay. I guess what he's saying, what is Marvelous theory derived from?
That-
your study?
Yeah, that's not a theory.
Okay. So, but you do know how crazy that sounds. I have to say that.
What, dinosaurs?
That dinosaurs that never existed in your book.
Well, do they exist in the Bible?
Yes.
They do?
For me, they did.
Dinosaur, homie.
For me, they did.
Where? Who? Where? Exactly.
This is conversation with Marvelous, not
Exactly.
arguing with
Thank
Marvelous.
you, Tony.
Not
Thank you.
arguing with Marvelous.
Thank you.
But to me,
And
they did.
unicorns are real.
Yes.
Yeah, where are they at?
In the Bible.
Okay, what's a unicorn today? Because they're still here.
Okay, I could take you to the museum and show you a unicorn.
A museum, I could take you out
Okay.
in a forest and show you a unicorn.
Well, see, then that's what it is. We think we're talking about the same thing.
What are we talking about?
But we're not talking about that white one with the fucking with the
A
rainbow.
rhino.
Okay, that's
A rhino
that's,
is literally the unicorn in the Bible.
okay. That's a form of one.
No, it's not a form of anything. It's the literal thing. A
Conversations
unicorn
with Marvelous, not arguing with Marvelous.
and a rhino with a double horn would be a biocorn, homie.
Okay. Hey, Marvelous.
Uni means what? Singular.
I'm not gonna argue.
It's not an argument, though.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Hey, Tom,
Yes.
ligers are real.
Well, yeah, but they're an abomination, like a Tygon.
Tiglion.
They're
What
not
ab-
supposed to be made.
What about
homie.
Wolverine? Is this real?
Wolverines are real. Those fools are killers. I mean,
Really?
Yeah, hell yeah. Those fools will fucking. They actually rape their mate for a couple of days to
Damn.
ensure their seed.
Okay. Let me see. Question for both: is Diddy confidential informant? I don't know.
I believe so.
Okay.
But he's part of the Boule too. So
Okay. Second question: who's the Diddy of Chicano rap? Damn.
damn, I don't know.
The name I just read prior. Okay. Norby's versus Jay from South Texas. Who wins? Okay.
Norby's. I got Norby's.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna read this one, but it's on the community. Okay. Question: American Chicloso claiming South Americans aren't raza, just central. LOL. Who is he to draw the lines? Can Marvelous touch on the topic? A lot of misinformation is being spread by Gil. Thanks. So, pretty much he's saying that American is claiming South Americans aren't raza, just Central Americans.
Why are people still listening to that fucking fool?
I have no
Every
idea.
little thing that is said on here, spoken on here, or anything that I do, that fool takes it so literal. What did I talk about last time? The fucking, and my bad, maybe I shouldn't have talked about his mole. He went and cut the shit off.
Yeah.
I talk about Chicano. He creates fucking Cali Mac burgers or whatever the fuck. Like man, fool, give it up already.
You know,
It's ridiculous, man.
I've never watched, excuse me, one full episode of a show other than mine and another artist that he had on there. And that's just like no disrespect. I just don't find it entertaining. But since I do know a lot of scripture, and when the whole Palestine war started going on,
Yeah.
there was they did a like a little, I don't know. They went live and talked about the war in Palestine. Somebody said on there, and that's when I turned it off. They said, "Oh, the Quran and the Bible are identical. They both say the same thing," and I just turned it off, and I was like, "Wow,
Man.
like wow, like really, this is what we're feeding people."
Yeah.
I just left it at that. Okay, have you two ever heard of Dan Schneider? If not, you two should watch the documentary on HBO called Quiet on the Set. The POS Schneider needs to be locked up and handled.
Yep.
Dan,
agree.
the Dan Schneider, that's the guy from Nickelodeon. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, I guess my question to you, Marvelous, when it comes to this guy right here, Schneider, I believe that's Jewish, if I'm correct. Okay. Why is this guy protected? Why is this guy in behind bars?
Because they protect each other, bro. You know they have an app on their phone, and this is a fact, that they all, during a massive thing or a massive event, such as maybe tomorrow, 9/11, they all receive a text not to be in an area
I heard
or
that
not
too.
to eat a certain food. There's a bunch of things, homie. They own everything, bro. They're everywhere. They own the Diamond District. They own all the movie studios. They own all the news broadcasts that you guys watch, news stations. They own all that.
You know, when you said that about the 9/11 thing, don't go to downtown, I heard about that back then, bro.
Yeah.
I heard about that. That's wild.
Yep.
Okay. Moving on. We're gonna give
Man, where is it at?
3 more minutes and then we're gonna take phone calls. Then you're gonna read the poll. Okay, so question for Marvelous. I'm curious how you go about your day on the day of all the end of time dates that social media puts out there. For example, the up and coming eclipse on the 8th and 24th or any other doomsday date. Do you put off work and plan on that day and just spend time with your loved ones, or do you just go about your day as normal? Much respect. Okay. I don't believe that this guy is asking just to ask. I believe this guy's serious.
Yeah.
Me personally, I've never believed in date setters.
Right.
When people say, on this day, on March 28th, the world's going to end. There are some people that truly do believe that.
Yeah.
You know what I tell people? I'll see you tomorrow. That's what I tell people. I'm going to rely on this. No one knows the day nor the hour.
Exactly.
That's all I'm going to say. No one knows it. I don't care. Well, I calculated the genealogies and I calculated how many eclipses in the Bible and I calculated the generate. Nobody knows the day or the hour, and that's where I'm at. So when somebody says tomorrow's the last day, I'll see you Tuesday.
Yeah.
Are you good with that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't do nothing out the ordinary, or as far as like everybody, whatever.
Please
like,
don't believe these date setters.
The eclipse, people are so excited they want to look at it and see it. Like, I don't want to look at it. For what?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna get out of it, homie?
You know what was a dope eclipse though? A real dope eclipse. Even though a lot of people disagree with the movie, but I love the cinematography and I love this part. Apocalypto. Remember they were about to chop off his head and the eclipse happened?
Right.
That was dope, bro. I like that. Okay. Question from Marvelous. Is he aware of the connections of CIA's involvement and financing of gangster rap like NWA, and also major music label owners investing money into the private prison industry and their stocks to keep influencing youth into committing crimes and profiting off the incarceration?
Definitely.
I want to say something, Martin, if you want to elaborate.
Go ahead.
What's that guy's name? Busy Bone from Bone Thugs or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, those guys are from Cleveland. They're not from LA.
Right.
That's not to discredit them from anything.
Right.
But he's come out several times, said that he's attended the secret meeting where they were going to change the next generation with rap. Bro, do you know how many rappers I've talked to, bro? How many label owners I've talked to that have told me, maybe they could have lied. I never heard of that shit. I've asked Jerry Heller. I never heard of that shit. I don't know why they're saying that. Okay. Could he have lied? Yeah, possibly. I asked Lonzo, the godfather of West Coast hip hop, who had Dre, who had all of these guys. I wish I could have been invited. No, nobody told me. So I don't know where people are getting this. Now, the reason why I say this is because Bone Thugs and Harmony, the very first album, if you open up the sleeve in the CD, and you put it against a mirror, they say you're reading a curse, whether that's true or not. But now you want to come out and say that you were a part of it to change it, so that curse was scripted. They told you to put that in there. Like, you guys should be asking these guys these questions. I don't know about the secret meeting. Do you believe that happened?
I do believe there was a meeting, but more than that, I believe in all the ceremony that goes into the mastering a song, or all that ceremony that goes into it. I do believe that, bro.
Okay. Alex, what does the poll say? Keep answering the questions or go to calls because we got 20 minutes, bro.
187 votes. 71% said take calls.
Okay.
Get caught up in the 187.
Okay, let's take calls. Let me connect myself, Alex. All right. Let me know when I'm there.
Damn, I was looking for these pictures that I had, homie. I was gonna show you.
Okay, cool. Okay, you guys, go ahead. Start making the calls. The number should be up, Alex. Okay, the number should be up. We got about 20 minutes. Whatever calls we can get in. I'm not gonna hold up Marvelous much longer. We try to get in as much as we could. But okay, caller with the 909 number, call back.
I don't hear this one on. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Caller with the 909, call back. Here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Tony A. Caesar from Paris.
Caesar from Paris. I knew it was you.
Oh yeah.
What's good, my brother?
What's up, Marvelous? How you doing?
What's up, homie? How you
We're
doing,
good.
homie? How you doing?
Oh, I got a couple of 3 questions here. First of all, let's see, Tony A. I want to ask you something.
Yes.
With the new music that's going on right now, would you be able to make a Tony A. record, a Tony A. song with the cuts and scratches, but sampling or using today's music? Is that possible? Like, do you sometimes play around with that maybe idea?
That's a good question, bro. And I think it'll be hard for me because there's a lot of stuff today that I don't like, bro. Like, I'll be honest with you. A lot of people like Drake. A lot of people like Future. A lot of people like whoever. I don't like that stuff. So if I'm not feeling it, it's hard for me to get on the turntables with it. It's just a different style of rap for me, bro. Like, I'm an old Kanye West fan. I'm not of that new stuff of Kanye West. So music is very different for me today, bro.
So would it be hard for you to still make a mixtape with, say, today's music?
Yes,
with
it would.
the beats and how everything has changed. Yes, right?
Yes, it would.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, we can only hope for the best. We're only waiting.
I could help him.
You know what I mean? What else can I say? West Coast, we gotta wake up. Either way, okay. Maybe another question for both of you. Marvelous. What's going on with? I don't want to call him Black Jesus, but what about is going on with the melanated, complected Jesus Christ going around with Putin and whatnot? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I take it as part of prophecy, homie. You know, the Great Awakening that coincides with the same thing, bro. You know, that's always been. You know, when you study Torah and you study, you know, the ethnicities of the Hebrews, really, it's literally, the term, I hate to say black, homie, because it's not black. That's you know, those words
Right.
are suppressive words. Those aren't even reality, homie. You either contain melanin or you don't, bro. And it's not the melanin in your skin, you know. It also comes within your blood, bro. If you go to the museums in Mexico, you see what look, and you look for it yourself. I mean, you can see it yourself. You see what looks to be black people and Mexicanos, homie, or brown indigenous, and all they looked at, it was brown, point blank brown. It's just a darker shade of brown. That's it.
Yeah.
But you could look on
Now-
the carvings and the things on the stone tablets and all that, bro, on the stone carvings, and you'll see it for yourself. You know, but I think the terms that people throw around today are just the educational system and the system, I'll say it again, the system that puts these words in your head that separates the individual from other individuals, homie. And you say, oh, well, those people are black. You know, they weren't here, but then why are they on the stone tablets, homie? Like, why are they on the carvings?
Yeah.
You know, but I think he's revealing a lot, you know, I think it's an agenda. You know, I don't believe that he's doing anything special, bro. I think it's all an agenda because all these leaders, homie, I don't believe that they're against each other in any way. You know, the only one that probably did try to go against them, and because he couldn't be a part of them, was Hitler. And he knew who the enemy was.
Mm-hmm.
He knew who the real enemy was, bro. The ones that call themselves Jews and are not. And he wanted to destroy them, bro. He wanted to destroy them. And not only that, they wanted to take his military base in the Arctic Circle. where the fallen are housed or are damned. I mean, so
All right, Caesar, let's get to the next question, my
Yes.
bro, because we got about 15 minutes.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it like that. It's too much knowledge. Too much knowledge for the people out here. They need to crawl before they walk. I'm gonna leave the next question. I'm gonna leave it at 2. Next for the next caller. You know what's up? All love, Caesar from Paris.
Oh,
And
good,
I'm
my
out.
bro. No, I'm
gracias,
out.
homie.
Okay, let's go. We missed about 7 phone calls. Here we go. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Sam from San Bernardino.
What's good, my bro? How you doing? You got a question?
Yeah, about this subject about that secret meeting that happened in the high desert, or was it Antelope Valley, where they were talking about there was a secret meeting about how investors or people from the music industry, like top executives, like let's say like Jerry Heller or like Jimmy Iovine
Yes.
and some other top executives, got together in that meeting and talked about like investing stock into the prison system.
Yes.
This happened like around 1990. And this was right around the time that American Me came out. That was heavily promoted,
Yes.
like certain, like, the gangster rap and all that. I believe it happened because, I mean, why would this be heavily promoted during that time, like American Me? For example, after that movie came out, I've never heard of it before. When that movie came out, a lot of Chicanos, a lot of people joined gangs and then started, getting locked up and going to prison. And, that's how those prisons, started getting more money back in return and so forth. And there's a lot of influence behind the music, where people started getting pumped up and, joining gangs and like starting shooting and all that.
Yep.
And getting locked up. So I kind of believe that happened, like I believe there was some truth to that. I mean, we don't know. I mean, it was just, you hear that on the YouTube and all that, but it sounds too good to be true, I don't think, why would somebody make something up like that,
That's a good point that you brought up, homie. And check it out. When you study, witchcraft, the Book of the Dead and all this stuff that they used to do, the sacrificing, and I'm gonna show you where it intertwines together, bro. Both worlds right now is they rely heavily on manifestation. So either talking about it, thinking it, and saying it, you're gonna manifest it. So if they're able to show you something,
Yeah.
and speak it into existence, it's gonna happen, homie. It's gonna happen. And they know that. That's why they have concerts. They're literally rituals, homie. You're singing all these words, the spells that they're singing up there, whether you believe it or not, and they're manifesting that with everybody's energy that's out there singing along, and they're manifesting their reality, homie, and the demise of certain people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I was listening to YouTube. There was an author named John Todd, or some guy named, last name is Todd. He was an author from back in the day where he was talking about like even the music industry used to take like a master and they would go under like into a basement under these record companies like say Capitol Records, right? There's like a basement that's like made out of a temple underground.
Yep.
They would take like a master and they would like do like some type of witchcraft on it where after that master, the album gets released, it would make millions, it would sell, you know what I mean?
You know what? Just to add to that, I know that part does take place because I won't say who, but somebody that was a record executive many years ago told me that song by the Eagles, Hotel California, that they had somebody pray over that master, that 2-inch reel when they recorded that song. He said, and that song today is still a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry to cut you off, Tony, but the person that was behind that Hotel California was that La Vega. What was his name? He's actually on inside the album cover.
Yeah. Okay, the guy that was in the
Anton LaVey.
but the guy who ordained Anton LaVey was Aleister Crowley. He's the bald guy in the balcony. He's actually in the album cover. So when you guys get a chance, look up, the Hotel California album cover. Aleister Crowley's in there, and even I think it was Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club by the Beatles. They actually have his picture amongst other pictures of Aleister Crowley. Why would he put a Satanist on their album cover?
So, look at that witch that Jay-Z's kicking it with, and Beyonce. They've been doing photo shoots and all that shit with that head witch, Dirty. Dirty, homie.
All right, caller. We're running out of time, my brother, but I thank you for taking the time and calling in.
One last question, quick.
Yes.
When you get an Egyptian lover, you show.
You know what? Again, and I'm glad you guys asked me because it gives me a time to reiterate what I said. Egyptian Lover was asked about 3 years ago, and he just kept on hit me back in 6 months. Then when I would hit him back, give me back in about 3 months. And after a while, I just got tired, bro. Like, I'm not gonna. I don't pay, and I'm not gonna beg anybody to come on here. I love Egyptian Lover. I love his music. I grew up listening to him, but you know, I can't keep begging you to come on. So. But I would love to, bro. I would love to. I had Arabian Prince. I had a clientele. I had Lonzo. I can go down. I can go down the line, bro, of who's been here. Chris the Glove, who in 1983 did a documentary with Egyptian Lover called "Breaking and Entering." He's doing the scratching. Egyptian Lover playing the 808, and he even talked to him. And he said, "Oh yeah, I give him your info, and he'll get back to you." No, he didn't. So, Egyptian Lover, if you're watching, I would love to have you on the show. So.
All right, thanks, Tony. Appreciate it, man.
Okay, my brother. Peace. Yeah, I would love to have Egypt, bro.
Yep.
Here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
YG from the Maya.
What's good, my brother?
Hey, this question is for Marvelous.
What up, bro?
Hey, I know you probably haven't seen it yet, but what do you think about that Lucky tripping on the show earlier on his guest?
Oh, I didn't even see it, homie, but that always happens, homie. I haven't even seen it, but you want to say what happened or what?
Like, can you define, like, what do you mean by
tripping?
tripping?
What happened? Was he drunk? I know sometimes where most of the time actually he's drunk, homie, and then the video gets deleted.
Yeah, I guess he was drunk.
Oh,
He
fuck.
was drunk, and I started getting out of that fool Lefty and called him out, telling him to get out of his podcast, and yeah, it got pretty crazy.
Wow, that's crazy,
What's your
homie.
take on having your guests over?
You know what? That sucks. And for the first part, I'll say Lefty, he's a youngster, homie. No disrespect to that young cat, but Lucky's a little bit older than me, I believe. And for you to get crazy with a younger guy that could be your kid, homie, like that's not cool. And especially if you invited him over there, that dude should feel comfortable, homie, in your place, homie, your work environment, your pad. I mean, if I invite somebody to my pad or they come and get and I'm gonna give you an instance, homie. I've had people come to my pad from a certain barrio, and another neighborhood came that didn't get along with them, and they will not disrespect each other, bro. I'm not trying to say I'm all that either, but if they disrespected that fool, they're gonna get fucked up or dragged out. That person should be protected, homie. You know, like I don't know.
I agree with you 100%.
And then he shouldn't even be drinking, homie. Like with that dude, you know, if he's trying to help the youngster, you know, to promote his music or whatever, he should be schooling him, dog, and giving him some etiquette, homie, some constructive criticism, and hey, homeboy, you know, this is the way, and help him promote his thing. You know, he's on the rise right now, you know, and he's going through his own issues too. You know, the public is watching, you know, and he shouldn't do that, bro. You know that I haven't seen it. I'm probably not gonna even want to watch it, homie, to be honest with you. But I wish him the best. And that dude, I don't know about that other dude, homie. You already know where my feelings are with that. I just, you know, I wish him the best still. But
yeah, that's kind of like how you said it best. It's like when I invite somebody to the pad, it's like, hey, I got you no matter what. Like you're safe.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
When you leave, then that's it. But when you're here, like ain't nobody in the trip.
Yeah, that's sad to hear, homie, because, you know, Lefty's raza and the other battles are Russian, you know, that's not cool. You know what I mean? And maybe he was feeling like he wanted to be, you know, trying to Russian the vato. Like,
all right, caller,
like
man.
Russian him. Felt like rushing him.
All
right. Have a good one, homie. Gracias.
All right, homie.
Peace. Okay, wow, that's crazy news. So did he say they were getting into it, or they were about to get into it?
He said that Lucky was drunk or something and fucking called them out on something. I don't know.
Oh, here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Fuck.
Yeah, this is Gerald from Delaware.
Gerald, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. I got a question for Marvelous.
How you doing, bro?
When are you gonna take that fucking mask off?
I love that fucking. I need to get that soundbite.
That was dope, bro.
Yeah, I like that soundbite.
Kind of sounded a little bit like Joe Pesci.
Soon
bit.
though, soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
Okay,
Don't
here we
trip.
go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Oh fuck.
Cubo, it's Chava Sal from Sacramento, Califas. What's going down, you guys?
What's good, my bro? We got a couple of minutes left. Please, go ahead, my bro.
All right, for sure. Yeah. So one thing I was gonna say was you can't really believe everything that everybody tells you, and take it for a conspiracy or whatever you think you saw or think we saw, because it's reality is in the eye of the beholder. Anyway, somebody called in one time. They were like, "Marvelous, that shooter over there." It was in Tennessee somewhere. It was somebody, I don't know what individual they were. I think they were getting bullied for being, or they said they had problems because they were going to be a woman and they were a man. I forget, but they went into a Christian school. I think the school that they went to, and then they shot. They were shooting people, and then somebody called in. They were like, "Oh, Marvelous, the person had on Nikes when they were shooting, and then when they were murdered by the cops, they had Vans on." And they were like, "Oh, hell yeah, that's real. It's all a conspiracy." And so I went and looked at it. And I was like, "Man, this is bullshit. This ain't even real." You can clearly see, photos, and it is what it is. It's the internet. You don't know if that photo's altered or not. But anyways, besides the fact is, don't listen and believe everything. Second, Marvelous, question for you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
what
sir.
do you see with AI in the future? Is your opinion, do you see humans having to take arms and revolt against AI to save our species?
And you know what? I was gonna say in a sense yes, but you know what? 100%, because the whole manifestation of Lucifer that they're trying to bring out, it is gonna be through AI. It's gonna be through AI. So that's why they want to have everybody with that fucking Neuralink to link to this mainframe computer that is gonna be, Lucifer, or in a way Lucifer. But yeah, I believe, homie, that I believe that we're already at war with AI, and that and not literally, but mentally, homie, because these fools have had this technology for a long time. We think we have the newest phones. Like I always say, we don't. These have been out, homie. They think they have the newest capability of filming things, homie. They've been doing videos since the 1800s, bro. You can even go look at them on YouTube. They pop up every day, bro. You could look up video footage from the 1800s in Japan, in Europe. Where in the hell did they get that crispy, clear footage from? Who was right there filming, and what was he filming for?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, homie. Like, what are you saying? You didn't have no cameras back then? They did.
I know. Yeah, the technology that they hold is 10 times of what we have access to, right?
Heck
you hear that all the time.
The cloaking device, homie, the people that think that they're seeing UFOs out there when they're really military aircraft, they've had those, bro. They show you how to levitate objects by finding the frequency of that object. You could levitate anything, bro. This right here, lift it on the ground. I showed people on a whole live on my Instagram, homie, how the pyramids were built and how they levitated those granite rocks. It's easy. You levitate it through the frequency sound of that object. That's it. And you just push it to wherever you want it. You could lift it, you could tilt it, and it'll stay like that forever, bro. It's crazy.
They were the shamans were definitely on a different frequency, being able to even go different dimensions to plan the solstices, star alignment, align to the tierra, to the actual earth that we're standing on physically.
Yep.
Or what gravity's holding us down to.
Hey, right now,
so that was definitely
right now
a different frequency.
In certain cities, homie, right here in the States, bro, they have stargates that they have built already, bro. They look like half a circle, and they have these certain stones right there that are made of certain minerals. And if you stand in a certain spot, bro, you'll feel like you're burning, like you can't even stand in that spot.
So Carnal, so I was born in St. Louis, Missouri, but we came to Sacramento, Califas when I was like, 3.5, 4. So I'm Sacramento born, raised. You know what I mean? It's on my back. You feel me? Like, but the Gateway Arch, we call that the Gateway to the West in St. Louis, Missouri. That shows how long ago that word gateway was used.
Yeah.
A gateway. And the arch is built like a plastic gateway. It's something that people can go tourist and see, touch, get into. You can ride up in there in a little pod in St. Louis, but the gateway. Like what you're saying.
Yeah, bro.
All good, caller, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you for calling, homie.
Hell yeah. Sale. Gracias, bro.
Okay,
You guys have a good one. Buenas
Yes.
noches.
This is our last call, you guys. Make sure you guys get it in. Let's go right now. Whoever calls first gets in. I'm sorry if we don't get to pick up your phone call, but we try to keep it in the 2 hours. So once again, call. We missed about 7 calls. Right now, nobody's calling, Marvelous.
Oh, damn.
So get your last call in. Here we go. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Ed calling from U City.
What's good, my bro? How you doing tonight?
What up, man? Yeah, shout out to both of you gentlemen. So I kind of wanted to, I didn't get to watch the majority of the video, but I tapped in for the call. And I did hear a little bit about the beginning of something you guys are talking about like weak vatos and the order of like how stuff should be in the canton and stuff. And I mean it's crazy, bro, because I think for people that are claiming to be like progressive and stuff like that, it kind of sucks that they don't get it. Like something that should be common sense, like easy as fucking 2 + 3 = 5, but they want to say 2 + 3 = fish. Like it's crazy because, like let's say the head of the house, like it's just like how you were saying, the Most High, the man. Then then comes like the family and stuff like that, and then everything falls into place. But it's a trip because let's say people want to live like people have the because the Most High is a gentleman and. People are able to live the way that they want to live because they got that free will. But if people were to just stop and think like, all right, if you want to live the way you want to live, that's your choice to do so. But the thing is that a lot of times people just like, they want you to bow down and submit to the will. Like let's say like the alphabet people and all that. They don't only want you to accept them, but they want you to bow down to like everything, change your vocabulary.
Yes.
And it's a trip because it reminds me like it's common sense. It's like it ain't rocket science. It's seed and soil, man and woman. If things weren't in that particular order, 1 + 1 equals creating life. It's the same thing with plants, bro. Like we wouldn't like there's like the male plant, female plant, seed soil effect. It creates life, fucking vegetables, fruit, stuff that we eat. If all of a sudden all the animals weren't breeding and fucking let's just put it in those simple terms, if all of a sudden animals weren't breeding, like the fucking a lion didn't have the pride and they weren't breeding and stuff like that, then nothing would exist. So it trips me out because it boils down to like so what's your guys' version of a fucking utopia, like of a fucking paradise for you guys? Because it almost for those foods, for those like illogical foods, because it's almost like do you guys want the world to be like all fucking fairy tale, bunch of weird ass fucking Frankenstein people roaming around? Yet you want the straight people to stay. You want a straight act to create life in order for it to populate people. Yeah, you guys want to do all this fucking illogical, irrational, unnatural shit. It's a trip. I just wanted to get you guys' take on it because it almost reminds me of like Daybreakers, though, like the movie with Ethan Hawke, where it's like the vampires they're keeping factories of humans around only to feed on them, but then everything goes to shit because like all that shit's unnatural.
Yeah.
You know what? I just want to say something, Marvelous, and maybe you can chime in afterwards. And I'm going to give it to everybody from a biblical perspective because this is where it makes more sense to me. That when God created the heavens and the earth, he put seed into the ground, and the seed grew, and then we had a tree. And in the tree, we had fruit. You cut that fruit in half, whether it's an apple, you take another seed, and within that one little tiny seed, you have roots, you have a tree, you have bark, you have leaves, you have branches, you have another fruit within that seed. In other words, it reproduces itself if you plant it. Then he took seed and put it in animals so that animals could reproduce itself, okay? Then he put that same seed in man so that man could reproduce himself with women. So now and every time God created something like that, he said, and it was good. My thing is that if it cannot reproduce itself, it's not a part of God's plan. Now, and I say this respectfully because I do have friends from the LBTC, whatever. If you were to put them all on the island, and I know that sounds cruel, but I need to make a point. If you were to put them all on the island that live that lifestyle,
They would die out.
within one generation, they would die out, bro, because they could never reproduce.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Anything you want to say?
Simone, that's kind of what I'm getting at because it's like it's not to say that we hate these group of folks or stuff like that. It's just
not at
like
all.
let's come to an understanding and let's just keep it real all the way. You know what I mean? But I totally agree with that analogy, bro. It's I mean, it's the truth because I mean, it's like straight men. That's why, like, for me, it's like I used to wonder, like, man, like all the crazy shit that I went through in my life and stuff like that. Because I'm a homie, bro. I'm in Novario and all that shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'm like, man, I've been through some fucking things, but then I start to think, look at how the world has gone, and I think, man, that fucking helped mold and shape me into the fucking masculine fool that I am today and shit like that. And my thoughts don't waver like a fucking bag in the wind, like when it comes to like all this shit that's going on in the world. That's why I love the stuff that you guys touch on, because more like-minded folks like us, we need to get together, and especially like that. I do what I can, like from with person to person that I speak. I kind of try to like pick their mind and see like what seeds I could plant, and then hopefully somebody waters it, whatever the process is in that way. But yeah, just keep on doing what you guys are doing, bro, because like everything else, like and it's a trip because why do you think they're attacking us mostly? When it comes to that community, if you think about it, bro, it's more born boys that are trying to be behind us, bro.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the other way around, the number is preposterous. Like the number is way lower, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like it seems like our category like of men that it's being attacked the most. Like when it comes to hyenas, yeah, that's because they're emotional, bro. We're the ones that are supposed to be stoic, so then they're not really attacked because they don't really gotta attack them. If they attack the dude, then I mean that's basically all they gotta do. Like I don't know if it was Marvelous or one of you guys said that if the dude in the household ain't holding it down, he's the first one that they're gonna go to in order to fucking be able to raid the house and do whatever they want with the canton.
That's how you.
So it's like we got to play our position and let's not be afraid to do so because like we're a dying breed. You know what I mean? We got to keep that shit alive.
Yeah, homie.
But shout out to both of you gentlemen. And Marvelous, I'll probably be hitting you up for a taca person, bro.
Hey, gracias, homie. Hey, I send my respects and saludos your way, homie. I hope you have a good night, dog. Thank you.
All good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys too, man. Yeah, God bless.
God bless. Okay, we're good. Let me see, Marvelous. Okay, we should be done. Oh, Alex, go ahead and get to the super chats. No, you should have been ready, bro. Don't give me that
And
one.
real quick, that's how you take over a nation, bro. You fucking feminize the males.
Yes.
You divide and conquer. You poison our food. You put chemicals. You hit us with subliminal messaging through our television sets, Cal Live Vision. You program us.
Right.
You put atrazine to take away the testosterone from us that feminizes us, and then you go and conquer, all by empowering the woman, and you make that nation die off. And that's what's happening to us, homie.
Go ahead, Alex.
Okay. Pinky Weenie dropped $4.99. They said they used to give fluoride to the Jews in concentration camps because it turns off a part of their brain that makes them rebel, dumbs you down.
Dumbs you down.
Pinky Weenie.
Pinky Weenie.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Pinky.
Okay. Memo Juarez dropped $9.99. They said, as a man, I know what's right and what's wrong, but it's up to me on deciding what to do.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, Enrique Ledesma dropped $1.99. He said, Tony A been a day one in this Chicano rap movement.
Thank you, my bro. You know what? And please keep in mind that when you become a member, next week you'll have the little 15, 20-minute little history on that studio where I recorded everybody. I have pictures. I have everything. So make sure you guys become a member because I'm thinking about doing a part 1, part 2. Just to honor Steve and the contribution that he did with a lot of the Chicanos, a lot of raza in that studio in the 90s. So go ahead.
Okay, Memo Juarez dropped $19.99. He said, it began with Ese Rich Rock from Spanish Fly, then Fat Frost.
Well, that's what Murray Brumfield said when he had Spanish Fly. So, yeah.
Okay, SoCal Low Bro. Okay, I think it says SoCal Low Bro. Get Millonario, La Santa Grifa, even on Zoomies. I guess those are artists.
Okay, cool. Thank you, bro. Appreciate
even if
you.
you have to get them on Zoom is what I guess.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, 13 Lucky Charms dropped $9.99. He said, growing up in the hood, growing up in the hood is one thing, but you were about the hood is another. Okay.
Yeah.
Carlos Cruz dropped $4.99. They said, Marvelous, will you upload a video to your members only showing some of the material of the martial arts you've learned?
Oh heck yeah, yeah, definitely, man. A
And,
gang of people have been asking me that. Yeah,
and
definitely.
when are you uploading a flat Earth lecture?
This I'm gonna do it this month. I think I need to hit up Norby's. Norby's supposed to help me with the video, but yeah, definitely. If not, I'm always doing it on my lives, anyways. But yeah, I'm gonna have one for the members only. You know what, to put on my channel.
Okay. Let me see. Chris. I can't say his last name.
It's okay. Just read the
He
question.
dropped $10. He
Thank
said,
you.
"What's up, fellas? Chris from AZ. Question for both. What made you guys really dig into scripture? And Marvelous, what connected the dots for our people and prophecy?"
For me, I'll answer at least my part of the question. I just found it very interesting after reading about history and then reading about all the countries that I was reading about were found in the Bible. That's what made the Bible come alive to me, because I continuously say this. I didn't read the Bible as a religious book. I think that's one thing we need to stop. Many times when we get the book, we immediately think this book is here to judge us. I saw it as a history book, and I learned, and it blessed me. So that's what intrigued me to read the scriptures.
Mine was, I guess, the carrying of the Ark of the Covenant. That's our story, and building of the temple. Wherever we landed, that was our story. So that's one of the big reasons what connected the dots for me.
Okay. Enrique Ledesma dropped another $4.99. He said, "What are your thoughts on the new ocean discovered underneath Earth's mantle?"
That's not a new ocean.
Tony, give us a sneak peek on upcoming guests.
Me? Nah, I just.
I don't. You know what, man? I appreciate you and your donation. I truly, truly do. But the reason why I don't, and I'm going to tell you, Marvelous, because even when I first started, I'll give you the main reason why. When I first started doing the podcasting, I didn't know anybody else was podcasting other than a Joe Rogan. Okay, so I released my monthly interviews.
Yeah.
Okay. And I said, this guy will be here this Wednesday, and then the next Wednesday, and then the next Wednesday, then the next Wednesday, before I started doing Sundays.
Yeah.
And the guy that I had coming on the third Wednesday calls me up and he said, "Hey, bro, I haven't done no interviews, bro." And I said, "Oh, I know. I'll do yours." But now I got guys coming out of the woodworks telling me, "Hey, would you do mine before you do Tony's?"
Oh shit.
So there's a bunch of cock blocking ass podcasters out there that I'm not trying to give them an idea who's going to come on.
Yeah.
So that's it. Like, honestly, it's kind of like in the dope game. Somebody got some, good dope and they're selling it out of an alley. The guy that's in a cock block is going to be over here at the red light trying to get your customer before he gets to you. And then doing the same thing in his fucking podcasting game. It's fucking disgusting. So that's why, bro, with all due respect, I don't let it out. But you won't be disappointed. I'm going to have a West Coast legend coming in soon. So let's go.
Okay. Okay. SoCal Lowbrow dropped $2. They said, "Y'all see these vatos sound like a smoked out Peppa Pig."
Who, us?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
Thank you
know
for the
who-
$2.
I don't know who he didn't specify, but he said, "Y'all, these vatos sound like smoked out Peppa Pig."
A smoked out person would know, right?
I never smoked, so
I don't smoke either.
all right.
Okay. Well, I do. So,
Okay.
anyways, Isaiah Chavez dropped $2. They said, "What happened to Freaky Tales Friday?"
You know what? Something came up, and I was going to do it on Saturday. Something came up. Usually when something comes up, it involves family. Okay? And at the very end, I'll explain, and I shouldn't, but okay. I'm just going to say like this, Marvelous, and then I asked prayer not too long ago for my brother, Mario, and I want to thank everybody who prayed for him, but he passed away that Thursday, and I wasn't going to go live, bro. So I want to thank everybody who prayed for my brother. But you know what? He went on to be with the Lord now. So I just couldn't go live the very next day. So my apologies to you guys.
Okay. Well, that's it, and I just want to thank everybody that dropped money on the live chat, and shout out to all the shit talkers. I don't care. I'll still read this shit, and I'll read it more fucked up next time.
All right, all good. Marvelous. Any shout outs?
Shout out to all you guys that have hit me up with your personal stories and stuff like that. Shout out to a lot of people coming out of their denial and apologizing, when they do look things up. A big shout out to you guys. You know who you are. And just shout out to all the real ones hanging in there and spreading this prophecy, this message of the awakening. You're a part of this story too, and you become part of the prophecy when you open your mouth and you start to help our people out. So a big thank you to you guys, and just thank you for you guys for having me on the show again. I appreciate
All
you,
good.
Tony.
Thank you for being here.
Alex. Gracias, homie.
Yeah, you know what's up.
And you guys get ready, get your toilet paper, water, and generator for your pad. Always be ready.
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing.
Big earthquake coming up soon.
One more thing. There's this guy that is a member. His name is Tornilloski, and I want to give him a shout out because he came by the shop the other day. Had me do an estimate. He thought I was gonna charge him or something, but just to look at his car. But I seen the problem. He's gonna come back soon. I'm gonna take care of his car. So
all good. Thank you. Get at Alex Cervantes once again. I want to give a shout out once again to the Hip Hop Jedi. I want to give a shout out to Alex Cervantes. I want to give a shout out to B Scanless. Once again, user Norbies, Magical our moderator, and also Marvelous Inc. for coming through. Make sure you guys subscribe to Marvelous Minds on YouTube. Marvelous Minds. It ends not with an S but with a Z. Marvelous Minds with a Z. Go to YouTube, hit that notification bell button so whenever he goes live or become a member so you can get some exclusive, if you will, insight on what he's going to be releasing soon. Other than that, I want to thank all my members. I want to thank everybody in the live chat, everybody who decided to give on the super chat. I want to thank everybody who called in, honestly, and I want to thank everybody who prayed for not only for me, but for my brother and for his family. So thank you, much love, respect. I'll see you guys here Wednesday, and I'm going to try to make Freakitos happen on Friday. So other than that, thank you, much love and respect. God bless. We're out of here.